college mom on government assistance, just feeling like there has to be more to life than this. I did things completely out of order growing up, and it was kind of frowned upon. And so I wasn't searching for this. This opportunity showed up on my social media. I thought that I was not the qualified person that could be successful, but I jumped in because I needed more, and the rest is history. And now we live a life that a lot of people our age pray for.
It's amazing. What about you, Jade? How are you?
Hey, hi guys. My name is Jade Cooper. I am an Ambassador Diamond, Triple Diamond 2.0. I mean, it really is kind of complicated saying that, but anyways, I'm Triple Diamond 2.0. I'm 32, and I actually started this business. This is my 8th year that I've been doing this. And when I got started, I always say my story started before I even before I got started in this business. I grew up, my mom had me when she was 18, and she was just a very, very broke single mom. And so I grew up broke without, a TV and a home phone and all of these things. And so I thought being a hairstylist would allow me to own my time and be in control of my income. And unfortunately, once I got married and started having my own babies, that wasn't the case. And so before I started my business, I was fighting with my husband every day over finances. I was making homemade laundry soap and washing my clothes in my bathtub. I was hanging up sheets in my living room, and my son and I were sleeping in the living room. We were doing a bunch of silly, stupid things to be able to pinch pennies and to save money. And I finally just realized that there's no amount of saving and pinching pennies that I can do that was going to take me out of that. And so this business just allowed me to have control and independence and just completely change my life. And I'm just excited for all of you guys to be here today.
Awesome. Hey, Katie.
Hi, you guys. My name is Katie Bevington. I'm an Ambassador Diamond, Double Diamond 2.0, and I am so excited to be here. You guys, before I started my business, I was a broken teen mom. I had my daughter shortly after I turned 18, and when we moved out on our own, we realized quickly that we could not afford anything. I was a full-time nursing student in school, just as much as a full-time job. I was working as a CNA. On top of that, I had absolutely no time, but I knew that I needed something to get us out of that hole because nothing was working. I was extreme couponing. We could on electricity bills, and no matter what, it just seemed like we had more month than money. And so when I found this, it changed everything for us. It really showed me that you don't have to struggle, and really struggling is just a choice. So, being here for almost 6 years has been so incredible and really has changed everything about our life.
Oh, I love that. Well, you guys, my name is Ashley Sinclair. I have been with this business for almost 10 years. I'm about to hit my 10-year anniversary, which is insane. I wanted to jump in, make a little bit of quick cash, and then I was planning on piecing out. Okay, this will be fun, make a little, leave. I had no intention of building. I was that girl that said, yeah, you can sign me up, but I'm never going to sign up a distributor. I'm just going to sell some of these fat patches and call it good. And, here we are 10 years later. I had no idea that every single passion and gift that God had ever given me would be able to be used in a business like this. The relationships, the teaching, the making of the dollar bills, all of the things that I just absolutely love, I'm able to do in this business every day. It has given us freedom of time. It has given us choices. And I think that's probably the greatest benefit to this business is being able to say yes when we want, being able to say no whenever we want. And so we are so grateful. Oh, and I'm from Texas. Now I'm an ambassador. I got some 2.0 stuff that's double. So all those good things. So we are only telling you all of that because we want you to know you can trust us. We have walked this road. We have so much to learn still, so many mistakes we have made. And so I always tell people when you get to learn from other leaders, you get more of a fast track of your business, right? Because what we want to do is help you avoid a lot of the mistakes that we made. So if you will take what we say to heart, hopefully you will avoid some of those pitfalls that all of us ran into in our business. And so, ladies, let's jump in. I want to talk about mindset first. And I don't know about a lot of you, but I know whenever I first began and I would hear Mark say things like, you need to do self-development and you need to have your mind right. And I would be like, like, just work. You can out-hustle anything. And you guys, I learned so fast. You cannot out-hustle a negative mindset. You just can't. And it all starts up here. And so I want to start there. So, and just starting with that mindset, let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, when you are growing your team, whether it's one person or you have 100 people on your team, you're a leader, And so the way that I like to look at it is your job as being a leader is like you're a compass. Your job is to lead and direct people, right? And so the best way to lead and direct people is to, first of all, be doing the things yourself. You guys, you need to be enrolling. You need to be posting. You need to be in your DMs. You want to be the first one up and the last one to go to bed. You really want to model that, because the people that you enroll are going to be a mirror image of you. Like work your business in a way to where if someone was just standing next to you, just watching what you were doing, that they'd be able to take it and go. And so if you find yourself in a position where, gosh, like I'm enrolling people, but they're like, I'm not seeing them do stuff. Are you doing the things? Because if you're doing the things, right. And how everybody works this business is just slightly different. There's no rules for how to work it. But as long as you're enrolling, you can take that and make it really simple steps and teach your people how to do that, and they'll be able to show up and enroll and change their life. And the next thing really is, I think a lot of it is your attitude about like how you feel about the people when they enroll. I've been in positions where I was like, every single person I enroll, like they're going to go diamond. They're going to change their life. They're going to be incredible. And then I've also been in a place where I just like was having a harder time in my life. And I was like, no one wants this. Everybody like stinks. They're not going to work hard. They're not going to be a runner. And it's funny because they're all the same people. People are all the same. It's my mindset towards them. And so if I'm looking at someone, like if I'm looking at Katie and I'm like, she's going to kill this. She's going to do incredible. She's going to enroll like crazy. I'm going to train her and teach her. Like that's how she's going to show up. But if I'm like, she's going to get into this and she's just going to quit and do nothing, I'm not even going to try. Right. And so I think that those two things are really going to help you, especially like in the beginning, no matter where you are. You could be an ambassador having like mindset stuff or brand new. And that'll really, really help.
It's so good. Katie, what about you? I know we talked about, feeling that confidence in it works and in what we have our hands on. So talk to me about that.
Yeah, you guys, we have our hands on something so incredible. And when you're talking to people, if you ever get nervous about mentioning, the $99 startup, don't. You should be so confident in what you have, the products, the company. I mean, I feel like if you've been in this for any longer than, a couple of days, you get a sense for the community, you get a sense for the products, just like the things that we have here. It's so special that you should be so ready to tell them, like, it's only $99 to get started, that they feel crazy for not getting started.
Yeah. Okay, so those of you watching live, why don't you drop a 99 in the comments right now if you would have paid 5 times that amount to get started knowing what you know now? Because I know for me, I would have paid $99. I mean, multiple times for how this business has paid me back. And so much of that is about our mindset and how we go into it. I love that. So Rachel, talk to me for just a minute about, where we kind of start, like working from that place of abundance too. That's such a big concept people need to know.
Yeah. And this is so interesting to me because we talked about this, and it's interesting to look back on my journey and to be like, wow, I do things so different. Right. And so I know that in the midst of everybody watching, I know that there is a handful of people that will be able to relate to what I'm saying and how I used to work this business when recruiting and searching for distributors. It came from a place of lack, of desperation, in a lot of things. And like, I want to fill my chart. I need to fill these boxes. I need these distributors. Like I selfishly need to promote. All of these reasons made me desperate. And then that went into my work ethic. So it went into, you could just feel it. You could feel it in the way I posted, in the way I spoke to people. And the biggest difference that helped me is switching that. I went from speaking to people and then asking, what does a day in the life look like for you? If I were to join you, what would it look like? And I'm like, oh, I never work. I'm never on my phone. I'm on the beach all the time. You're painting this beautiful picture because God forbid you tell them how it really works and they leave, right? And so I went from painting this picture of you don't really have to work to make a lot of money with this to I want quality over quantity. You're going to have to work really hard if you want to make the type of money that will transform your life. If you want part-time, well, I can show you how to do part-time, but don't mistake the hustle, right? And so that was just kind of a learning curve on my journey of like, I don't want to be quick to sign all these distributors and beat around the bush and making it seem so beautiful. Because what happens? They all join, which is great, but is it really that great if once they're in and they see the hustle, they're out right away, right? So that's been a big thing for me, Ash, is just switching my wording and taking out that lack, taking out of that desperation, and knowing kind of what Katie said. I am confident with what we have our hands on, and everybody will know that when they speak to me.
I love that so much, and I remember being at my very first event and Cindy saying, you have to believe in people before they believe in themselves. And it was such a huge transforming moment for me that I realized what I was doing was the opposite. I was signing people up and I was saying, okay, you work, you prove yourself to me, and then I'll believe in you. And you got, I'm embarrassed to say it. Like, I just got a little bit sweaty saying it. How embarrassing to be in that mindset. But I know some of you are there. Some of you are, you jump in and you prove to me how awesome you are, and then you'll get my time and attention. And you guys, all of us, as we were talking beforehand, realize that in some form or another, we've all been in that place before where it's like, you prove it to me. No, you guys, we have to believe in people as leaders, and even if you're just starting, our best tip, believe in people before they believe in themselves. Okay. So let's talk about, some practical things too. So we're going to start and end with mindset. Let's talk about some practical things in the middle. Katie, I know applications are all the rage. I know you use them. They've dramatically helped your business. And so talk to me a little bit about applications, kind of how that almost like pre-qualifies people a little bit. I know that's how I use mine. Right. But I know you use them. Talk to me a little bit about how you use it and how it's helped your business.
Yeah, you guys. So I love the application because it just makes you come off more professional. It's absolutely amazing to be able to have somebody go in, see your story, read it, and then jump right in and fill out their info. And it helps them to connect with you a little bit further, because what they see on your social media, they're just getting little glimpses here and there, what you're doing throughout the day, a post that you might have. But when you really write out your story and allow them to read through that and then apply to the application, it just comes off really, really professional, allows them to connect so you can have a little bit more. And it also allows you that platform to say, hey, go fill it out in my bio. You have that link in your bio so they can go click it, check it out, read it, even if they're not talking to you. Because you guys, there's so many people that are going to watch your feed and never say a word to you. But then when you say, go apply in my bio, they're going to go click it. Or maybe they just see your profile and like, oh, what's this link? I know I do it all the time to different bloggers. I'm just nosy. And so they click it. Next thing you know, they're filling it out and you can really get a chance to connect.
No, I love that. And I feel like part of what the application does, at least for me, is kind of that pre-qualification. It kind of, if people are willing to take a step to fill that out, to learn a little bit more about the business, that kind of gives them a little bit of an edge maybe over someone else who's like, okay, they took the initiative to do that. And I know, I love what you said. So many of the applications that come in, you guys, they have never commented on anything I've done. They've never reached out to me. They've never sent me a DM, and then their name just appears. And a lot of times it's because maybe they have been watching, but they're not commenting or texting or saying stuff. So I love that. I love our application. I know the company has been working on an awesome one for us that's going to be directly in our Connect app. You guys, where you're able just to put in your story, you literally just kind of fill in the blank, and then you're able to share that link, and people's information comes back to you through Connect as a lead. So how many of you drop a 1,433 in the chat? I like to be weird with numbers. 1,433 in the chat. If you would love to just wake up and have a lead in your email of someone that's like, hey, me, I read your info and I think I might want to do this. Like, that's what the app is for. So, Jade, I love what you said about it, taking the pressure off, that's how you use it a lot too.
Yeah, I think, so much of what we do to build this business, it's all about psychology. You know what I mean? Like how you're making people feel. You always want to ask yourself when you're writing a post or you're messaging someone, how do I feel when I read this? Because that's how you build on social media. It's about the connection. And so I think just like psychologically, when you look at once upon a time, like 7 years ago, I would tell people like, drop your email below, and they would tons of people would leave their email, because if I send them an email, it doesn't mean that I have to email them back. It's just this way of feeling like I'm still in control. We don't want anybody to not feel like they're in control. Like, this is absolutely about them and their journey when they're getting, like, before they get started and after they get started. But it just allows them to have room to gather their information and feel as though, like I always say to them, fill out the application and we'll see if this is a good fit for you.
Right.
And it's like, oh, it might not be. There's no obligation to do this. And also, I mean, obviously for the application, it's about being able to follow up with people. And so just leads in general, like the fortune is in the follow-up and it always will be in the follow-up. And it's a great way to very systematically gather their information for that and be able to conclude your business.
And I know a lot of us, like, we'll put text opportunity too, and then we'll put our phone number. I know for me lately with post, I've been able to make the post and then just say, check out the app in my bio. So even like you said, psychologically, just, hey, there's zero pressure. I'm just gonna go creep on this and see, because we all do it. We're all just slightly creepy on social media. Would we agree? Right? Okay, so let's talk about creating and duplicating systems. So once people are in the computer, once they have said yes, hit the submit button, that's really where the work begins, right? Hate to break it to you if you think that all the work is just about getting them to hit the submit and join button. Really, the work begins after people join. So let's talk about kind of creating and duplicating systems. And, you know, Rachel, we had an interesting conversation. I loved this thought that kind of what you were doing, it was like one was sort of messing up the other, like you were having trouble enrolling because the system wasn't there. So talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, this is so good. And I wonder how many people, with the people that are watching, I wonder if there's anyone in the position right now where you're like, or maybe you're going to tune this next part out because you're like, oh, I'm not even enrolling distributors, so I don't need to learn about how to train them. And I just want to tell you guys that that was such a pivotal moment in my business. You guys, I told you in the beginning that it's almost 7 years that I've been in. And I'm telling you, I had this awakening moment in October of last year. And so I just hope that this can help you guys. And where I was at was just like almost scared to enroll distributors because I'm like, I haven't had like a group of newbies in a while. I don't even know what I would do once someone trusted me to say yes. And so I'm sitting here seeing all these people mass enroll, and I'm like, I can't even enroll. And I also realized that like, if I were to enroll, I don't even know what the first couple steps, I was almost scared to train a newbie. And I found that that was the missing link for me. And so I'm sitting here in this very spot and I'm like, okay, I'm going to prepare for a blow up. And what if I'm not having that blow up because I can't even be trusted with someone? Like, why would God bless me with someone that I'm not even prepared for? And so I found, for me personally, the missing piece was I need a system. I need to be prepared before I'm trusted with those people. So for me, I sat down, you guys, and what I want to say is we have great leadership in this company in so many different, thousands of different systems. One is not better than the other. I think you need to figure out, where am I in this business? What's most important to me? And so I got really frazzled of like, there's this good system, this good system. What do I want for me? And I sat here and I was like, if I were to be a new distributor at this day and age, like right here, right now, what's most important? And so for me, I just figured out a 5 to Thrive step system. I just named it myself. I'm not saying it's the end all be all. It was what's important to me. And so I saved these on my boards. I had step 1, this is what you're going to do. Step 2. And I had it all set up to where once I had that, I kid you not, it's like a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And I'm like, I can do anything now. And that was the month that I signed 50 distributors. And I never even came close to that. It was within a week of that. My business just catapulted. And so real quick, if I could just tell you what my system was that was best for me, is step 1 is getting them added to the team page, and it's a welcome video from me. Step 2 is just a starter post. And I give them all of these bullet points and they just get to mesh their story in for those people that are like, I don't even know what I would say. Step 3 is a short little how to host a post video, because I want them host posting within an hour of joining. Like that's really important to me. Step 4 is buying into our giveaway, because we do giveaways and we make everyone pay. Step 5 is, here is all of the wording. We're now going to message your friends list and we're going to get host to posting so that they get their first win. And so I know that there are a lot of different systems, but for me personally, I knew that in that time and during that month, I needed a system where they could have success right away. Not a couple of days later. I was just desperate for like the hunger. And so that's just what really helped me, was figuring out the system before I was expecting that blow up.
No, I love that. I feel like so often we get really lost in what the exact perfect system needs to be. You guys don't spend a ton of time on it. Most of you, your leaders have created something. Use it, and then you'll slowly perfect it. What I did 8 years ago to get to, 9 years ago to get to ambassador is not what I'm doing today, right? So it's a continual evolving thing. It's okay to just put something together, try it out, and then perfect it along the way. So, we are, this is so good. And we're running a little bit low on time. So ladies, we're going to skip forward here. We want people to join us. We want people to be amazing enrollers, but we don't want to beg, convince, like drag people into the business. That there's this Chinese proverbs I seriously always think of about like how it begins is how it ends. And I think about that all the time when I'm bringing people in. Like if I'm having to pull people in and drag them into the business, a lot of times they are kicking and screaming on the way out, right? So be very careful about how you're bringing people in. So Katie, what do you do to kind of show people who we are without having to convince them and like drag them into the business and feel like, you know, you're having to beg them to get started?
You guys, it's so important. Again, we're going to talk about confidence. When you're talking to people, you know what you have. And so you've got to portray it just as that. And so I immediately send a video. If you're interested, we're not going to have a back and forth conversation. I'm going to send you my video because you need to hear my voice. You don't need to just see a post. You don't need to see some text messages. You need to hear me and who I am. And so I sent a very short, it's an 11-minute video. It talks about who I am, my story, and then it talks about what it is. What do we have? What the company's about? Why I love it? What do we do to make money? How we make money? And then we close it out. And I talk about it being $99 in my video. Why? Because I need to be upfront with them and let them know you do have to invest in this business. And I don't change the video if we have a promotion. It is what it is. If we have a promotion, it's a bonus. At the end of our conversation, you're going to know, hey, now it's only XYZ, but you need to know that it is $99. There's value in that. And then from there on, usually when people respond, some people will just be ready to go, but most people have fears and you're going to have to address them. I don't use scripts for this. I strictly just talk to them and be a person, and I build that connection, because not only is it important to connect before, it's important to connect after. And so building their trust to sign with me lets them know, hey, I got your back. You can lean on me. When you get started, I'm going to walk you through everything. And I address every single thing just as it comes up. Sometimes they're going to have 10 things and you just got to be able to come back and say, hey, I can teach you how to do that. And then once they get started, you know, you have to realize it's not going to stop at enrollment. Once they hit submit, their fears don't magically disappear. It actually, sometimes it'll intensify, and they're scared. They've got to do the posts. They've got to do the things. And you have to be there to reassure them over and over again. You're not going to say it once. You're going to say it over and over, day after day, reassuring them that it's going to be okay and they can do it.
No, it's so good. And I loved what you said, Jade. It reminded me what you talked about with limiting beliefs. And I would love for you to share that, like the difference between excuses and limiting beliefs, because I think that's huge for people when they get started.
Yeah. I mean, like as a leader, you can't be cranky. I always say like, you can't be an angry leader, which I think it's like a stage. I think everybody goes to this stage, especially when you're like a diamond and you have so many new people and it just feels like there's so many people that don't get it. And it can feel like a lot of pressure, but you've got to, like, the biggest things that you can do is stop assigning every fear or like thing that someone has to work through as an excuse, because that doesn't feel good. That doesn't make them feel good. It's not going to make you feel good. You're not going to be a happy leader, and look at it as just a limiting belief. This is something that is very real for them. Something I learned in my business probably just a couple of years ago, actually, that really changed the game for me is when someone comes to me with a limiting belief saying, oh my gosh, I understand. Or, oh, I couldn't even imagine. Meet them where they're at, because it's real. Don't invalidate the things that are real for them. But then understanding that the same limiting beliefs that people have before they start this business, they're going to bring them in. Like, that's why as a leader, a lot of our Zooms and trainings is about mindset and belief and building that. But when you can love them through that and understand that just right after they first get started and you help them through those limiting beliefs, there's going to be new ones that come up at Ruby and at Diamond. And when they're going triple, there's always new beliefs that are going to be kind of getting out of your brain deeper and deeper. And so just change it from excuses to limiting beliefs and really meet them where they're at and love them through it.
Oh, I love that so much. Rachel, what about you? We talked a lot about being, we get really obsessed with the chase and getting people in the computer. And so let's talk about that and how we can be just as obsessed with helping people grow.
Yeah, I think of it like my marriage. I think about when you're dating your spouse and you're like so infatuated with them. Well, right when you guys get married, it doesn't just automatically turn off. I mean, eventually it will, but relationships don't go away. And so, I mean, I don't know, everyone to each their own, but relationships they don't go away. And so I think, and I've made this mistake, you guys, so we're talking to you guys because we made these mistakes and we've made these mistakes. And so I have been in these positions in my business where I've been so obsessed with them before they click submit, so obsessed. And then they click submit and I'm like, okay, go, like Ashley said, prove yourself to me, or it's just a different relationship now. And so imagine how our businesses could look if we treated them the same way, if not even more loving from the minute that they click submit, and just remembering again, relationships don't go away. And when people attach themselves to a person in a relationship and it blossoms, they're less apt to just leaving when there's a struggle. They're going to talk to you about it. If they're not connected to any person, the first moment they have a struggle or an issue, they're out the door because they're not connected to anyone. And so that's one of the biggest things I've learned is they don't go away. You have to just take care of these relationships, treat them the same from before and after.
Oh, it is so good. And ladies, I loved everything you shared. I feel like we have been through 25 minutes like flew by just like that. I know that we could talk for another hour because there have just been so many things that we have all learned through this business, but we just want you guys to know that we are cheering you on. We are, just wanting so badly for you guys to take things to the next level and realize that it starts so much with our mindset and the way that we bring people in, the way that we encourage and love them. You guys, my goal is always when I bring people in to be their coach, to be their cheerleader, to help them get their very first win. And just like a coach, you're going to have some people that are like, put me in, I'm ready to go immediately. And you're going to have some that just sit the bench for a while, and that's okay. We have to be able to love people where they're at and help take them from, that maybe employee mindset up to that business owner mindset. And it will happen. It can take time, but we can absolutely coach them through this. So ladies, y'all are incredible. I thank you so much for all the tips. I took tons of notes, and I'm just so thankful for you guys. So y'all enjoy the rest of your training, and thank you. Bye.
That was amazing. Thank you so much, ladies. That was great information. Katie, I actually love what you said about how many people are watching what you do, but they might not ever actually say anything to you directly. Yeah. These influencer applications are such a great way to get somebody showing interest, right? They can go to your profile, read your story, they fill out that application, and for them, they don't even know that
That's right.
that they're interested. So it's such a great way to capture information, grow your network. And as I've been working with many of you in the field through our coaching calls and Zooms, I'm hearing about you talk all the success you're having with these forms. But I've also heard just some complaints with how challenging it is to actually set up the forms, especially with your new people, also organizing all the leads as they're coming in, and you want to be able to do that in one space.
Yep.
Well, after talking to the team, you know what? We know that we could create a tool that would allow you to do all that in Connect.
Yeah.
And so we want to simplify that whole process for you. So that's what we did.
That's right.
And we actually launched it at the beginning of March with some of our top leaders to get some beta testing feedback, make some adjustments. And you know what? We've loved hearing what you've had to say. So we took all those ideas and we implemented them. And you may not know this, but we did officially launch the Influencer app through your Connect on April 1st. So if you haven't used this new feature already,
Use it.
you get to now. So go to your Connect app and try it out. Each person, Mike, is going to have a replicated link for this. It's your website name, .startinfluencing.com. So you can start using that link right away, and people can start filling out those applications, right? So you get to customize the details by going into your suite and clicking on the settings tab. Mike, let's share some of the changes we've made based on the feedback. I know you guys gave us your feedback. You may not know all the things that we were able to do already, but guess what? We added a Facebook name field. We also get notifications now when new leads come in, so you know when someone filled it out. You're also able to customize the success screen with any message you want. I love that. And there'll be a larger text area where you can share your story. We've got additional questions to capture and learn more about your prospect, which means we've made it easier for you to get to know them, identify their goals. It helps us to qualify them a little bit better.
Kim, I'm an influencer.
According to who?
I have Mike's sexy shoe influencer blog, but they're not showing my shoes today, so apparently somebody doesn't think I'm an influencer.
Don't go to that website. I would be scared to know what's at that website.
But you know what? What we got was some amazing feedback from you, our field. We listened to you, and what I love is, this is an awesome way to pre-qualify your leads, just like our last panel was really talking about.
Well, you know, we're doing everything socially these days, and this is going to be an opportunity for that. They see your video, they want to connect with you, they might not even remember what they saw by the time they're filling out that app, but your story's on it, they're going to get to know you better. So such a great way to draw people in, learn a little bit about them, and start connecting with them right away.
No question. So team, seriously, great job. Make sure you guys get into your Connect app to check it out. So what now? So Connect app, influencer program.
We already talked about getting distributors on board, making sure you're getting them started right. What could there be, Mike?
Maybe we find out who wins $20,000, because we got 4 winners that we're giving away $20,000. What do you think?
I love it. I love it. Let's go ahead and pick our first winner, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's pick it. Roll it. Oh, here we go. Okay, hold on. Who's going to be the first one? It's going to randomly stop on an ID number of the person that was in there. Who is it? Candy Spear. $20,000. I got friends in Colorado, and Candy's one of them.
I
Wow.
love that. I can't wait to hear more about your story. Every time we draw a name, I wonder if we'll even know who they are.
I love it.
All right, let's do the next
Candy.
one.
Wow, I'm excited. All right.
Say this name or am I? Okay. Courtney Dean, South Carolina, the United States. Congratulations. Woo! I'm curious how many entries she had.
Oh, you know what? Only takes one.
Only takes one.
All right, who's next? $20,000. Oh my gosh, we just gave away 40 grand.
I wish there was more people here with us so we could be like screaming and shouting. This is a big deal.
This is going to be another $20,000, $60,000. Charlotte Locke from Great Britain, international team. International team, where you at? Drop us a comment below if you do business outside the United States. So hey, congratulations, Charlotte Locke. $20,000 from Great Britain. All right.
Let's pull our last winner right now. Are you ready?
We're giving away $60,000.
Here comes 20,000 more.
I love it. I love it. Here we go.
Charlemagne Bohannon. Charlemagne Bohannon, Georgia, United States. You just won $20,000. Wow, I am so excited for you ladies. This is awesome. Congratulations. Way to earn those entries and show up for your business. Big time. I mean, I can't even wait to hear what you're going to do with that $20,000.
And listen, we don't want to slide past this. We just gave away $80,000. You know what? $20,000 to each of you. That is life-changing money. So use it wisely. Obviously, congratulations for getting in the entry, but pay off that debt, help somebody, use that $20,000 to further your life. Be smart.
All right, so you went to work in your business. You got to this event, and I don't think that's a coincidence, you know? Amazing things happen when you show up to events, and you know what? You show up for your business on a daily basis.
Well, I 100,000,000,000% agree with that, right? And here, while we're talking about who gets to work, you know, Cami, we know success, it's an identity process. Sometimes you have an identity crisis in the process, but it is an identity process. And I love hearing stories from the field because that's what our business is made of. So let's throw it over to some of our newly promoted leaders, and we're going to celebrate promotions this year in 2021.
I can't wait.
Yes, hi. Oh my gosh, this is so exciting. Thank you for having me. So my name is Amanda Scaff, and I am a 36-year-old divorced single mom of a 5-year-old little girl. And before I started this business, I was at the end of my 2-year financially devastating divorce. So I was broken, depressed, full of anxiety, stressed, and I was really scared for my future. It put me in a ton of debt, and I was struggling to make ends meet, paying for my house expenses plus my business expenses because I was actually a local small business owner of a dance and fitness studio. This business was presented to me by Evelyn Balance, and I was actually interested in the products, but I couldn't afford them, so I told her no on multiple occasions actually, but I said yes to this opportunity in February of 2019. I went diamond in 6 months. I went double diamond in March of 2020, just after my 1-year anniversary, and 3 days before my 2-year anniversary, I went triple diamond, so here I am. This business has been life-changing. It's really given me that little extra that I needed to make ends meet. It's helped me pay off all my debt. It's helped me with travel, saving so much, but most importantly, my my emotional health so that I can be the best full-time stay-at-home mom for over a year now to my little girl. So that's been awesome. If I could give you one piece of advice, it'd be what I told myself right before I went triple when I made the decision. And I knew that the devil was gonna come knocking harder than ever before. So anything negative that happened, I just said, no, Satan, not today. So that's my winning phrase for you. Just keep all the negativity away and just keep your head down and do what you're doing. Thanks so much for having me.
Hallo, mein Name ist Annika Königstein, ich bin Double Diamond und ich lebe in Rheinland-Pfalz in Deutschland. Ich bin seit 2015 bei It Works. Damals war ich auf der Suche nach einem Nebenjob, den ich von zu Hause arbeiten kann, denn nach einem 10-Stunden-Dienst wollte ich nicht mehr von zu Hause weg. Und ich hatte aber jede Nacht dieses Gedankenkarussell und hatte einfach das Gefühl, ich muss unserer kleinen Familie noch ein bisschen mehr Freiheit gönnen. Ich habe dann It Works über Instagram kennengelernt, habe 3 Monate lang überlegt, ob das was für mich ist und bin dann eingestiegen. Und ja, ich habe es geschafft mit It Works, dass mein Gedankenkarussell ausgeschaltet ist und ja, dass ich unserer kleinen Familie mehr Freiheit gönnen kann und ja, es lebt sich einfach unbeschwerter. Und mein Tipp ist, seid immer ihr selbst, verstellt euch nicht und am wichtigsten, wertet ein Produkt vom Produkt, denn die Menschen kaufen euch und nicht das Produkt. Und ihr seid It Works.
Hi, oh my goodness. So my name is Ashley Wilkins and I'm a triple diamond with It Works. And I've been in the company a little over a year now. And life before It Works was absolute chaos. We were living that paycheck to paycheck life. I was a nurse working in a busy hospital and I had to work opposite shifts to my husband to coordinate care for our daughter. And the little bit of time that we did get to spend together, we didn't have the financial means to go out and create memories, which is something that's super, super important to us. And so one night I came across my Enroller's Instagram page and I thought, you know what, this is my ticket. And so I reached out to her, I got started right away, I hopped on a Zoom my very first night and I told myself, Ashley, don't let anything come between you or stand between you and your goals and dreams that you have for this business, for my family. And so I haven't, and so this business has brought in the extra income that we needed, and I've been able to spend more time with my family than I ever could while nursing. And so I cannot wait to see all what 2021 has to hold for all of us in this business. And so my one tip for everyone would be create a duplicating training system that not only you can use for your new incoming distributors, but that your distributors can use for their incoming team members, and really work super closely with your team and creating those leaders, and naturally everyone will rise together and the ranks will happen as like a byproduct. So that is my tip. Have a wonderful year, guys.
Hola mis amores, ¿cómo están? Súper feliz de estar por acá con todos ustedes y de estar representando a la comunidad latina, de verdad que sí. Mi nombre es Gabriela Álvarez, actualmente soy líder triple diamante en la compañía y llevo 2 años ya trabajando con eWorks. Conocí eWorks por las redes sociales, una chica estaba promocionando los parches, yo no me lo pensé 2 veces y estuve entrando al reto. Alto seguido comencé a trabajar de lo mucho que me gustaron y me enamoraron estos productos. Comencé a trabajar, conocer el negocio, crecer mentalmente y bueno, ¿qué les puedo decir? Anteriormente trabajaba hasta 70 horas semanales en un restaurante, no tenía calidad de vida, no tenía tiempo para mi familia y a día de hoy estoy en la casa todo el tiempo trabajando mi negocio y llevándolo a otro nivel. Chicas, también les quiero compartir un tip súper importante antes de irme por acá, y es que sean súper consistentes con su negocio, trácense metas y no escuchen comentarios negativos de personas que realmente no han construido nada. Una plataforma que también les quiero recomendar es TikTok. Sean muy consistentes con su TikTok. Es una plataforma que me está dando muy buenos resultados a mi equipo y a mí, pero no sirve si posteas un día sí y otro no. Es bien importante que llenes tu agenda cada día mínimo de 10 a 20 prospectos y así vas a notar el cambio. Súper feliz de haber compartido un poquitico con ustedes y bueno, nada, un besote enorme y gracias por la invitación.
Hola, hola, mi nombre es Jenny Cabrera, soy Presidencial Diamante y llevo 2 años en la compañía. Hablo español porque soy cubana y estoy sumamente orgullosa de poder representar a toda mi comunidad latina. Quiero aprovechar rapidito para mandarle un besote a mi equipo, que estoy segura que en estos momentos me está viendo. Y ¿qué les puedo decir? Eworks para mí ha sido un cambio total de vida.
Bonjour, moi c'est Marie, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'ai 28 ans, je suis originaire de La Rochelle mais actuellement sur Toulouse, donc voilà, j'ai toujours travaillé dans le commerce mais j'en avais clairement marre de travailler pour les rêves de quelqu'un d'autre, donc j'ai décidé de devenir entrepreneuse en me lançant dans l'activité Eatworks pour réaliser mes rêves tout simplement. Donc voilà, petit parcours, j'ai commencé en juin 2020, j'ai passé mon rubis en août, j'ai passé mon émeraude en octobre et j'ai passé mon diamant en janvier avec les fameuses primes. Donc voilà, je suis super contente, ça avance vraiment bien. Si je peux résumer, ça va être la persévérance et le travail. C'est vraiment très important. Une phrase que j'aime beaucoup, c'est on n'échoue que lorsque l'on abandonne, et c'est vraiment la vérité.
Hello, enchantée de faire votre connaissance. Je m'appelle Luna, j'ai 22 ans, je suis française et rochelaise, et donc je souhaite vous partager 60 secondes de mon expérience. J'ai commencé Eatworks il y a 1 an, donc j'ai eu la chance d'atteindre le rang de diamant en 3 mois et le rang de double diamant en 10 mois seulement. Donc c'est une activité qui a complètement bouleversé mon quotidien puisque voilà, j'ai pu prendre mon envol et me consacrer à 100% dans cette activité. Voilà, y mettre corps et âme comme on dit, et j'ai toujours cru en mes rêves, et je pense que croire en ses rêves, en tout cas avoir des rêves, des projets, c'est ce qui peut nous pousser vers le haut dans cette activité. Voilà, réfléchir par soi-même, avoir du temps pour soi, du temps pour travailler d'où on veut, quand on veut, c'est quand même quelque chose qui est assez énorme. Donc voilà, je remercie en tout cas la société, les formations, mon équipe et toutes les personnes qui m'ont permis d'arriver jusque là.
Congratulations to all of you who just promoted. Well done. And for those of you that are on your way to your next promotion, we're cheering you on. My name is Kyler Pentecost, and I am so excited to share with you today updates from the Gives Back Foundation. Giving back is the foundation of who we are at It Works. And did you know that our giving has reached 6 continents and changed millions of lives all around the globe? Well, the Gives Back Foundation has 6 pillars, and we're proud to support. Here is a message from some of our partners to show the impact that we're making.
It Works Gives Back has done so much to help so many people, and Children's Cup, we're just grateful to be a part of what you guys.
Wonderful thing too with the Gives Back Foundation that they have. One of the things that they donate to is children's stuff. I'll look at other things. Okay. So like you can, with your submission cards, this is important. You can like have money taken automatically from your commission check to Gives Back Foundation for like these charities and stuff. Okay. And they have like awards for like. Ever since I started, I've had it for like $2.
What do you mean?
Not much, but I hope.
Go all the way out of the tree?
Yeah. That's why you're gonna do it.
Okay.
It does like have a wall. Okay, I don't know if you're saying this. Oh, okay. That's my mom's, one of my mom's book club friends. Okay. Wait a minute.
Oh.
When I told Johnny it was at Kemp's house instead of Rachel's house, he was like, how much farther do I have to drive? Was it? I thought it might be fast. Well, we had to take stuff up. Off at MLK, like stuff anything.
Oh, so no.
Sorry. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. No, I told him. I said we had to back up first and then there's the other kind of views. And he said, okay. I said, it's on the lane. And he said, okay. And I knew we're halfway there. I said, it's not on the lane. I said, but here we are. I just don't want very fast. So I just said, oh, it's on the way, well. Right. Well, we are happy to have houses every 2 days.
Yeah, as soon as this freaking works.
Start from 30.
It's not, I don't think it's my internet because it keeps going back to like it's loading everything else fine. Because when I first logged in, it would just say on spring training. Then it went to, it finally loaded to Mark and or Mike and Cammy. They're pulling it up. shit, I clicked a different language.
So if it works.
Yeah, it was like, oh, bonjour. Come on, Linda.
Next panel, they are an amazing group of team members that are our Steps to Success superstars. Take it away.
All right, you guys, I am super excited for the segment I have on today and for the individuals that are joining me on this segment. We're going to jump right in with tips on the steps to success. Before we get started, I want you guys to understand that the steps to success are called that for a reason and in place for a reason. So we're going to jump right into our story so you'll know more about us and how we have become builders of the steps to success and chose our number and went after it. So I'm Tiara Tilley. I started this business 5 years ago. At the time, I was working in the field of social work. I was back in school receiving my doctorate at the time, and I just felt like I needed more out of life. I saw this opportunity on Facebook and I reached out to the person that was sharing it and decided to jump in. Even though my life seemed super busy at the time, for some reason, I felt like I couldn't say no. So if you felt that way when you were introduced to this business, that you were busy, but you still had to say yes, I want you to say yes in the comments. So we're just going to go ahead and jump in. I am now a presidential diamond in the business, and we're going after Ambassador Diamond this year. I'm super excited for what this business has done for me and what it's going to do for you after you learn more about the steps. So Rachel, tell me more about your story.
Yes, that's so amazing. My name is Rachel Whitcomb. I'm an Ambassador Diamond. Woo! That always blows my mind when I say that. I mean, it didn't happen yesterday, but it feels like it did. I'm really a Black Diamond, but you know, waiting on eSuite to switch over. But I started this company almost 8 years ago, which is insane to me. Like, that blows my mind. I was the person who got the itch after a year, the itch of pay me more money. So, hey, pay me more money, pay me more money. So to be here for 8 years is monumental for me. I started as a single mom with a master's degree, master's level position, a kid in private school, daycare, paying all the bills. And well, I wanted to pay all the bills, but I was struggling to pay all the bills. And I said yes to It Works because of so many things. But I'm going to tell you why I continue to say yes to It Works. I keep saying yes because of the culture. It's the fact that we're debt free. It's the fact that we're family owned. It's the fact that we have all natural products. Like, this business has just changed everything I know about life. It's made me believe in me, and it's given me freedom, the freedom of my time, the freedom of my choices. And I wouldn't have it any other way. And yes, I built to where I am by using the steps to success. So I am so excited to share that with you. And of course, I can say all the things that have happened in my life because I am an Ambassador Diamond. But I will say that from the beginning, it was just the point of being so hopeless and believing that my life was controlled by other people. But then this business giving me the choice to build my own life and my own freedom. So excited to be here.
Love that so much. Rachel, I want you to know your story has always been a blessing to me. Just seeing someone in the top that looks like me, I was like, I can do this too. So Stephanie and Joel, your story has also been so monumental for my business because it allowed me to know that people could start from anywhere and still be successful. Tell us about your story.
Hi guys, we're Stephanie and Joel Dunn. We are Black Diamonds, double ambassadors, and we've been in the company for 12 years. And it always hasn't been like this. 12 years ago, we were professional hustlers doing everything we thought we were supposed to be doing. We had fitness franchises, rental properties. We were doing the things. But unfortunately, we went through the last economic downturn and we ended up losing everything. We lost our franchises, our rental properties. We were standing in food lines just so that we had enough money left over at the end of the month so that we wouldn't lose our actual house. And that's when God brought It Works into our life and dropped it into our lap. Now, the thing that I loved about it was the system, the steps to success. I love systems because of the fact that when you take them with the hustle that we had, we were hard workers. If you take that and you apply it to the steps to success, you can create all the success you want. It's in the name, Steps to Success. Guys, we're super excited to dive into this and share all the secrets of the steps to success with you.
Yeah, so before we dive in, let's throw up the Steps to Success for those who have never seen it before. And basically, in our conversation, we realized that we all believe in building relationships and systems, having systems in place to achieve step 1, step 2, and 3. So I want Rachel, I want you to tell us first about your system that you do every single month to get your steps completed and to help your team.
So yes, it's always a goal of mine to complete my steps in the very first week. And for some years now, it's just been a goal. If I can get my steps to success completed, then I can help and focus on my team doing the same thing. And I think what I love is, it's not that I don't want to complete my steps multiple times. I just want to do the first one in the first week. And then I can actually focus and continue to do all the things. And as I continue to do all the things, I'm still signing more loyal customers and more distributors. But now I'm really honing in and helping my team and building the relationships and using the relationships to truly help them complete their steps as well. And I am going to share a contest with you guys. You might think I'm crazy, that's fine, but I'm very competitive. And I actually do sometimes a contest with my team where if they beat me at the Steps to Success, I have to pay them $100. Now, can you imagine that? It puts fire under my butt, like, to complete my Steps to Success, because I pay every single person that beats me at the Steps to Success. So that's always fun.
I love that tip so much. Talk about accountability. So we want you guys to understand you don't have to be a mass recruiter to reach the top.
Mm-hmm.
Stephanie, tell us how you communicate with your team. Tell us how you're building systems with your team to make sure that they are coming in and completing the Steps to Success too.
First off, you guys, did you hear that? You don't have to be a mass recruiter to get to the top. And I think that's what's so encouraging is you can come in and look at that simple system with the Steps to Success and not feel overwhelmed. And I think, if I joining back when we did and looking at something so overwhelming, it would have probably scared me off a little bit. So having a simple Steps to Success in your face of knowing, oh, this is my guide on what I do every month. Now you can be like Rachel and you could do it get it done in the first week and then challenge yourself to do more. And I think that's key. But what we usually talk about is the how of the Steps to Success. And we forget the most important, I think, key is relationships. When you have a relationship and you're in the trenches with that new distributor and you're working together hand in hand with that person, talking to new customers, talking to distributors, they build a trust with you. So the quickest thing that I think that I want you guys to do is we want to do this together. So build that relationship. I always say this, use me. This is the only time in my life that I'll say that to you is use me, please. We are here for a reason and it's to help you. So the quicker that you can get off to communications and asking the questions, and you're not going to know everything. I still don't know everything. And I've been in for 12 years and at the top of the company. And that's okay. You have a partner, somebody brought you in. And if they don't know, they're going to go to their uplines. You're connected. And I think that's huge. And having that visual in front of you, and we've talked a little bit about this, is when I immediately sign someone, I want to text them over the Steps to Success. And if you could put that as your screensaver and put that in your face every day as a good reminder of this is what I'm going for, is you may not understand it, but trust that if we could do this all the way to the top, that this is the success that you need. You want that in your face. So doing that, challenge yourself to go, oh, there's a reminder. I need 5 more customers by the end of the month, or maybe you're challenging yourself for the week, but it's almost like when you open your phone too, as a reminder to call that person or text the person that enrolled you. So that communication part, the relationship building part. Now, not everyone's going to reach out to you immediately, but if we can do our job as that distributor, reach out to them, let them know, hey, text me, get in our power hours. And I think when we were going over this Zoom, girls, it was so cool to hear we all do morning power hours throughout the week and even the evenings. And so the quicker you can get on and stay connected to the fire, the more success that you're going to have, the more belief that you're going to have, the more that you're going to see, okay, Rachel just did her first Steps to Success in 3 days. I need to challenge myself. She just put that out there that she could do that. And that's what we're showing is with the system of the Steps to Success, what we can do. And, sometimes the easiest thing that we can do in this business is get ourselves commission qualified. So what does that look like? You know, you bought your kit, so you're commission qualified, but from that point on, you're going to want to make sure you have 80 BV points, and that's your commission qualification every single month. Which 3 to 4 products are you going to love? Are you going to fall in love with? Be a product of the product, because then you're not selling, you're sharing the love of something. And that's huge. That is probably the easiest and most successful part that you can do of the steps to success. And that's a win. That's a huge win for you of the steps to success. Then it's going after those customers and then those 3 distributors. If you can gather a customer, you can do this continually, because a customer is just usually wording and becoming a distributor. But I think also it's pulling out the favor card. Maybe you're not strong on social media yet. You're going to learn all of those tips throughout this, but who's an aunt that you know that maybe drinks coffee all the time? Can you reach out to them and be like, you know, Aunt Susie, you're such a great person. I know that you drink coffee every day, and I just started a new business. Would you mind doing me a favor and switching and being a product reviewer for me? So pull that favor card out and make sure that you do that. You know, I want to also encourage you guys with the steps to success is, I wrote this down, is the network marketing industry rewards consistency. A fast start, or maybe you enroll a bunch of distributors in the business, will turn heads, but consistency will turn profits. And that is what I want you to remember is I have done, and these girls too, I've done the steps to success over the time. And that is why I know that where we're at the top is because we've done it consistently. Even when I don't feel like it, that's what I do. I show up, right? And I'm showing up because I've got some team that know we're going to be there right with them, walking alongside them, running alongside them wherever they are. But I love that piece, that consistency turns profits. And I know Joel loves that because that's the system part that's so important in our steps to success.
Guys, I'm sorry. I'm the green of the group, so get ready for all of the numbers. So if you're green and you love numbers, put green in the comments right now, because I'm about to blow your mind. Now, I may not be a math major, but I know somebody who started our company that is Mark Pentecost. So what I'm going to talk to you about is the power of 3, which is pretty much our steps to success. If you completed your steps to success and your team did the exact same thing in a perfect world scenario, this is the power of our system. You know, the reason why I love this business so much is because it's duplicatable. There was a guy, 2,000 years ago named Jesus who signed up 12 dudes, who signed up 72 dudes, who created the church as we know it today. We know the business model works. Here is the power in our steps to success. In month 1, if you completed your steps to success, that means you have 3 distributors and 6 loyal customers. In month 2, your team adds 9 distributors and 144 loyal customers. In month 3, your team adds 27 distributors and 162 more loyal customers. Month 4, 81 new distributors and 486 loyal customers. Month 5 is where it starts getting crazy. 243 new distributors and 1,458 loyal customers. And then it gets insane. Month 6, they're going to add 729 distributors and 4,374 loyal customers. Now, if you add all of those together, just by everybody doing steps to success, at the end of the 6 months, your team would look like this: 1,092 distributors, 6,630 loyal customers. That's a huge organization. But the importance of getting commission qualified with your commission qualified order of 80 BV, this is the power. With those numbers, along with our average loyal customer order, you take those people at the end of 6 months and you will have well over the 250,000 BV business qualification you need to be an ambassador diamond. Guys, the power is in repeating the steps to success over and over and over again. combined with making sure that you are commission qualified. And we like to say, do it within the first 5 days of the month. That way, you know, each month at the beginning of the month, you're ready to rock it out.
Yeah, you said an important part. I'm going to jump right in there for a second, guys, because I remember getting started and that following month, it didn't say I was commission qualified. I was like, what's going on? I need to know what's going on. And they're like, well, you need this ADBV commission qualification order. So I set that up to run on the first of the month. For the last 12 years, we have been commission qualified on day one, and it feels so good. Imagine in a large organization like what we have and what you're going to have, if everybody set that up on the first and everything else coming in was just extra, what that would do. And I would say you're learning from some millionaire mentors to follow suit, because you're going to start to understand the importance of duplication and if people started to do that. But the first thing, you got to do it yourself before you can tell other people to do it. So take charge, make sure you guys set that up, do those duplication part, and remember the relationship part of that.
Love that so much. So you guys, this is a report card for our business, not just for yourselves, but for your team. It allows you to tell your team what's working for you in the here and now, not what you did 6 months ago or a year ago to see success. You're able to help them, but not everyone knows how to help. Rachel, you told us about a book recommendation that you have for us.
Yes. And first of all, Stephanie, I received that. Okay. Give me the big organization. And
oh no, I had to mess with it.
like, go get it today, go download it on Audible, whatever. You need that book. It shifted my mindset. I was talking to people, but I really wasn't connecting to them. And that book, shout out to Cammie, that book completely opened up the door for me to truly be able to connect to, and don't read it just to read it. You have to read it and apply it. And if you're not changing with how you communicate with everyone, then you probably need to go read it again. So yes, Everyone Communicates, You Connect by John C. Maxwell.
Love it. So many gems. Make your screensaver on your phone the steps to success. Communicate with your sponsors. Build relationships with your team and have a system in place. We hope that you guys gained so much from this segment today and hope that you love the rest of what we have for you. Talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Wasn't that panel awesome? Thank you. Big shout out to Joel and Steph, Tiara, and Rachel. Make sure, if you haven't, you're sharing your aha moments in the chat. It's so important for our panelists to see what your biggest takeaways were, and I just love that they're telling you everything they've got.
Drop it like it's aha. You like that? Drop it like it's aha.
Yes.
All right, let's keep going.
Yes.
Let's keep going.
Drop it like it's aha. Will you do that for us? Listen, I can tell you that when I was in the field, I wasn't a mass recruiter. No, I wasn't. I know it's hard to believe, but I wasn't. Okay. Well, at least not for many, many years, because it took me a while to build up my network. And it certainly was not how I got to ambassador or Black Diamond. I wasn't enrolling crazy numbers every month, but you know what? I was super consistent with my steps to success, and I was very intentional about developing my people. And you know what? I was always signing up new people and really helping to develop new leadership. Not to mention, I was consistent about getting them to events, Mike.
Absolutely. You know what's interesting is we say success is a large group of people doing a few simple things over a consistent period of time. So be consistent with your business. And if you don't have your team watching with you today, if you're like, oh man, I've not been consistent, you may be thinking, I wish they were watching.
Totally.
Here's what we can promise you. If you get them to our upcoming fall conference, it's going to have a massive impact on your business. And getting to events is a game changer, Cammie. I mean, it's such a simple system that we have here that works. It works if you will work it.
You know, Joel and Stephanie used to always say they built their business from event to event. And while those events might not be in person, you know, like they used to be, I will tell you, we've made it easier for you to build your business from event to event, because now we're doing our events virtually.
That's right. You can connect faster and faster with so many more people. And speaking of simple ways to keep your business booming, you know, when I think about simplicity, I think about our products. We have amazing products, but what about being a product of the product? And when we say that your own before and after picture is one of your most powerful marketing tools, we aren't exaggerating.
You know what I love, Mike? That we're always getting new results. And so we're about to show some before and after pictures, brand new results. Let's go ahead and hear firsthand from some of our leaders who have had incredible product results already this year.
Guys, I'm Valerie Stakes, a double diamond from Louisiana and a stay-at-home mom of 3. Before this business, life was rough. My husband worked offshore for years and he got laid off. He was without a job for months. When he finally did get a job, it was making a lot less money, but he was home every night, so we were super grateful he wasn't having to work offshore anymore. But we were struggling just to pay for groceries and bills. So I prayed for a way to fix our financial situation, and finally God brought me this opportunity. I'm not gonna lie, I was super skeptical at first because I didn't think success was for everyone. I thought only lucky people got it. But I quickly learned that if you have belief and you put in the hard work and you're consistent, you can do anything. This business has been such a blessing for us. Not only is it bringing in extra income to help so my husband doesn't have to work offshore, but it's also like allowing us to pay off debt, grow our savings account, and we were able to put our kids in private school. We're growing our faith because of this business, and the person I'm becoming in the process is something I'm so grateful for. If all that wasn't awesome already, I've also lost 34 pounds on our products, and in the past 7 weeks, I've lost 14 with the Skinny Brew and the Slimming Gummies. You guys, this combo is amazing. If you're not being a product to the product and getting your own results, you need to. When I'm having conversations with potentials and I show them my results and tell them the way I love that the gummies keep me full and the coffee gives me so much energy, they are loving it and it's sealing so many deals. So if you're not being a product to the products, you need to. It's going to bring your business to a whole nother level.
Hey y'all, my name is Tessie Carter. I'm from Louisiana and I'm a presidential diamond with It Works. And before this business, I was a stay-at-home mom to 2 kiddos, also working from home. I came across this business opportunity on Instagram and followed it for 15 months before I said it was time for me to push aside my fears, not worry about what people were gonna think about me, and say yes to this business. And within 14 months of joining this business, we promoted to Presidential Diamond, the second to highest rank of the company, and it's been such a blessing for our family. We're able to give more in a month than we were ever able to save in an entire year. We're able to travel with our family and not have to worry about my husband requesting off of work and not getting paid for it. And besides that, I'm also down 19 pounds from our products. Right now, my favorite is our Slimming Gummies and Skinny Brew. Who doesn't love coffee in the morning, but also coffee that helps you keep full, provides lasting energy throughout the day, and burns fat? It is seriously amazing. And our Slimming Gummies, let's be honest, leggings are supposed to be tight, but mine were a little bit too tight. And with our Slimming Gummies, I was able to lose 2 inches in my waist and hips, and I feel so much better with myself. But also, as I'm talking to potentials, they're able to see my excitement. So when I post throughout the day on social media, they're able to see that I use these products daily and I have my own personal results from them. I'm excited, I love the products, and they can see that in my stories and on my posts. So if you're not a product of the product and you aren't trying our products, go ahead and try them, be obsessed with them, love them, and it's gonna help you seal the deal for more customers and teammates.
Hey guys, Savannah Sparks, Presidential Diamond. I've been in the business now for 6 years because my enroller, Christy, added me on Facebook. Because of that small interaction, the entire course of my life has changed. Before It Works, we were working over 40 hours each. Both our kids were in daycare and I was paying somebody else to raise them. I knew there had to be a better way. So I jumped in, I put my head down and I got to work. Because of this business, guys, we're now a full-time family of 4 kids. We work this business in and out of the nooks and crannies of our crazy, busy life, being able to travel together, spend every single moment together, and honestly, we've just become the people that God called us to be. So I'm gonna talk to you about my 40-pound weight loss, you guys. In the last 3 months, I've lost 40 pounds using our brand new products, and I'm hooked, I'm obsessed. I'm a firm believer that every single level is going to require you to use new products. So I look back at promoting the diamond to double, the triple, presidential, and so forth. I have a new corporate approved before and after picture every single time. I truly believe you should too. So when you're doing your host to post, when you're talking about the products, you can literally send the result picture to your client and say, this is me, this is my results. You can have it too.
Hey y'all, I'm Cheyenne Knox, 22 years old. I'm Ambassador Diamond, Triple Diamond 2.0 from small town Texas. 4.5 years ago, It Works found me when I was 18 years old and had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. I jumped into this business despite being skeptical and fearful and having no idea what I was doing, and I just wanted this business to give me the purpose that I so longed for. I wasn't raised in a household that really set me up for success, and so I knew that this was the vehicle that could take me to those opportunities. And along the last 4.5 years, I've promoted to promotions I never thought I'd ever achieve and hit financial goals that I didn't think that someone like me would ever be able to earn. But beside that, you know, the value that this business has brought me with relationships, friendships, growth, my relationship with the Lord, and all aspects of my life have changed, and those are things that I never thought that I'd ever get from something like this. But when it comes to building my business every single day, I'm so passionate about this, and it's given me purpose to be able to not only change my life, but so many other women, to show them that you can find a vehicle like this that can change every aspect of your life. And so I always make sure that I'm sharing my before and afters on my story with Reels, TikToks, Facebook Live, on my posts, to make sure that people can not only see that they work, but they work for me. And that also gives me the confidence to share them, to show other people how incredible they are too. And so I hope that you're enjoying spring training, and I can't wait to see what your takeaways are today.
Hi guys, my name is Chrissy and I am a Triple Diamond with It Works. I have been with the company for 2 years now. Before It Works, I was working night shift as a nurse. If you work night shift, drop a 1 because you know what that life is like. I was asleep when everyone else was awake and awake when everyone else was asleep. I was missing weekends and holidays with my family. I found It Works through Facebook. I saw one opportunity post and I jumped right in, but I did have a few things that held me back. And the number one thing was feeling like I was not a salesperson, or that I could not be that person, right? But having my own before and afters gave me the confidence that I really needed to be able to see that the products do work, and allow me to show others what the product had done for me. I felt more confident talking about the product once I had my own results to be able to show with it. And as a nurse, we love helping people, but now instead of helping people after they get to the hospital bed, I'm able to help them before, to just be healthier and have a healthier lifestyle. Since It Works, I have now been able to have that full-time free time that I've always longed for, and I myself am healthier as ever. Thanks for listening. Bye guys.
Those results were absolutely amazing. They never get old.
Never.
Tell us, what is your favorite It Works product?
Well, I got a lot of favorite products.
I do too.
But coffee is definitely mine. Skinny Brew, I mean, love it. And I think the panelists deserve another shout out. So, I mean, and those results were so impressive. And I think that's one of the most powerful things we can empower our new distributors with, is start using the products. Right. Document your results and share your results. Because when people get when people get passionate about our products, selling becomes a lot less intimidating, because it's really more about sharing something that you love and you've had results with.
I couldn't agree more. And it's just a huge win for any new distributor to get your own results. I mean, think about it. How long have you been with us? You get new results on a new product and you can't wait to share it. How much more that new distributor is going to feel the same way. So we know there are some other key action steps we want our new distributors taking when they get started in the business, to start getting wins right out of the gate, so that they start duplicating the right behavior.
All about duplicating.
Okay, really, you can sign distributors all day long, but if you never actually get them duplicating, you're not really winning.
Not at all.
And I know we've been talking about that a lot. That's why our next segment, it's kind of like a 2-part segment, you know, and it's all about duplication. It's not just about getting a new distributor started strong and what to do in the first 30 days, but it's how to keep developing them beyond month 2 and 3 and 4, right? So if you haven't been taking notes this entire time, you're gonna want to pull out a notebook for these next 2 segments.
Can we use an iPad?
Well, I guess you could.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out a notepad. But the first part is gonna focus heavily on the first 30 days, okay? And just really what you do with that new distributor. We've got some amazing leaders ready to share their best tips and techniques to help you get your new distributor started. So if that's been holding you back from you know, recruiting, You'll be not held back any longer because you're about to be given some great ideas.
You are going to be unleashed on the market by this next panel. So give it up for Morgan, Tamika, Courtney, and Marcella. Take it away, ladies.
Hello, everybody. I am so excited. Welcome to our spring training. This is going to be incredible. This has already been so much good information. So we just wanted to hop on here and tell you a little bit about how to get your new distributor started in their first 30 days. We get this question all the time as leaders. What are we doing to launch our new distributors to help them get started on the right foot? So today we're going to talk about that. But first, I just wanted to let us all introduce ourselves, get to know us a little bit better, get to know our stories, and then we'll jump into some awesome tips. So I'll start first. My name is Morgan, and I'm a Presidential Diamond. I live in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and I've been in the business for a little over 6 years. When I joined this business, I was a broke college student living less than paycheck to paycheck, putting gas and groceries on credit cards, and I didn't have any extra income. I was already working 2 jobs while I was going to school full time, and I really didn't know what my purpose was. I kind of was just going through the motions, but I knew there had to be something more to life. So I saw this girl posting on Instagram about this opportunity. I jumped in and said yes, and it's totally transformed everything about my life. And now I feel like I have a purpose. I am so passionate every day whenever I wake up. And I love this life that I get to live because it's beyond my wildest dreams. So that's my story. Tamika, tell us a little bit about you.
Hey guys, my name is Tamika. I'm a triple diamond leader from Rock Springs, Wyoming, and I've been in the business for just over 6 years as well. And when I first found this business, I was teaching high school math and coaching soccer. I literally left my house before the sun rose and I got home at sunset, and I never got to spend any time with my family. I saw my friend from high school. She was posting about how she was working from home, play dates at the park, traveling, and she looked smoking hot, and I wanted it too. And so after about 10 minutes of watching her, I decided, why not me too? And I joined. And, you know, because of this business, I'm still able to teach, which is my true passion. And now I can reach even more people being able to work from home and just living a life that we love.
I love that so much. Courtney, tell us about you.
Hi guys, I'm Courtney. I'm a Presidential Diamond with It Works, and I've been in the business for 4 years. So I started actually in January 2017. I was working 60 hours a week. I had 2 part-time jobs, and I was getting my master's degree in the final semester. So definition of busy, that was my life. It was insane. Quickly, I fell in love with the products. I actually didn't try anything when I first started, but then I grabbed some products up because there were so many things that I wanted to try for my own health. And I fell in love with my results. And I also fell in love with the income I was able to bring in from my phone with this business. So fast forward 2 years later, I decided to leave that corporate job. I was done living paycheck to paycheck and being miserable behind a computer desk, not passionate or fulfilled with what I was doing. And now I get to do this while traveling. I live on the road right now in a motorhome, and I'm able to help other people find these products that helped my life so much and find a business that they're going to be able to feel fulfilled too. And that's my why. Like, my why is to help other people feel fulfilled and feel passionate just like I do now.
I love that so much. That is so inspiring. Okay, Marcella, tell us about you, girl.
Hi guys, how are you? I am so excited to be here today and share some of our tips. So my name is Marcella. I am from Ecuador, but I live in New Jersey. I've been in the business 5 years. I was an HR manager. I joined when I was an HR manager just because I needed some extra income. For the last 3 years, I've been working from home. Now I'm a mom, and I get to be present with my son the entire time. I have a big team of Latinas, and I love empowering Latinas and Spanish leaders to take over the world, to know that they're made for more, that they can achieve big things. So I'm living my true passion, and I love what I do every day.
That is so good. Guys, I love how many backgrounds and cultures are represented on this Zoom. So I want to, share that with you, that it doesn't matter where you start, that you can be successful with this. So we know we have a ton of y'all watching from home who have been in for all different lengths of time. Maybe you're watching this spring training and you've only been here for a couple of days or a week. That's awesome that you showed up. Maybe you've been here for a couple of years and all in between. So we wanted to make sure that we're going to give each and every single one of you, no matter how long you've been in here, at least one little nugget to take away and go apply to your business and apply this to your teams and change your business. So Tamika, let's start with you. I know that you have a system that you can apply to anybody, especially whenever they're brand new, just starting out. Some people may be watching on here. They don't necessarily even have a team yet, or maybe they don't have an upline who's actively working with them. So what are some different things that you're doing to get your new distributor started?
Yeah, so like I said, when I joined, it took me 10 months of watching my enroller. And so when I joined with her, I quickly learned that she didn't know how to train me. She was a blue personality and I was a green, and I wanted to check off sheet. And she was like, just go for it. And it just kind of was an eye opener to me that we all learn different ways. And so it's so important to just kind of have some key topics, some key things that you want to make sure that your new distributor is doing, but also maybe have a variety of different ways to be able to give it to them. So, within my team, we've been able to create some different ways to just be able to complete our training and what that looks like.
That's awesome. I love that, because whenever we think about the golden rule, do y'all know what I'm talking about? The treat others how you want to be treated rule that we all learn whenever we grow up. That's a great rule for life, but it's a really bad rule for leadership. We don't want to abide by that in leadership. We have to remember that every single person learns differently. And just because Tamika wants the scripts and the checklist doesn't mean that someone else does, and that every single person learns differently. So I love that you have that with your team, that you're meeting every single person where they're at. So tell us a little bit more about some of the stuff that you do within their first 30 days. What are some goals that you give them? What are some things that you help them to use, like tools and apps and things like that you have?
For sure. And so ultimately in their first 30 days, we want everyone completing their steps to success. That's 6 customers, 3 distributors. And we want people to work in their strengths. So one of the first things that we do when we onboard a new distributor is, we make the group chat, we get to know them, like what's their color personality, how do they best learn, what are some of their strengths and passions and things outside of the business. So that way we can help them with things to post and just kind of finding themselves in the business. And then straight from there, we're helping them make posts on Facebook. We're helping them send messages. We're helping them post in their stories, be able to expand their network, and just start to learn to build connections. What do you say to people? And, how do you start out in a conversation? And one of the messages that we like our new distributors to be able to send is just like a quick reach out message. So I'm going to share that with you guys right now here on the screen. But it's just something as simple as, hey there, I hope you've been well. I wanted to reach out because I don't know if you knew, but I started my own health and wellness business to earn some extra income for me and my family. I'm so excited, and you were one of the first I wanted to ask. Would you be willing to check out a list of products I have to see if there's anything you or someone you know could benefit from? And then, the person always messages back, yeah, sure, I'll check out a list. And then we just send them over a little photo, or there's like the digital catalog in our eSuite that we can just send them over a little product description of some of our top sellers. And then we're able to just kind of get their foot in the door. And it really sets them up for success right at the beginning. And so, we're working with posts, we're working with messages, and we're just really trying to get them to get their 6 customers and their 3 distributors as quickly as possible. So then that way we can duplicate it. And a couple of ways that we're able to duplicate and share this training is we've got different messages on our boards app that we use together as a team. We've got some YouTube videos that really walk them through it for those of them that are visual learners. And then we get them plugged into our Tuesday night new distributor trainings. And from there, we just kind of go over all of the basics, answer questions, and then we have power hours, morning, afternoon, and night that different leaders on my team are doing that we can just get them plugged in, and have them see the community, feel the familyness of our group, and just make them want to be a part of something bigger and know that they're not alone, that there's going to be good days, there's going to be bad days, but we're all working together to help everyone be successful.
That is so good. So guys, even if you are brand spanking new in this business and you're like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to start simple. Meet the person that you sign up, meet them where they're at. help them with the simple things that you were, taught whenever you joined this business, or you can teach them the steps that Tamika's talking about, getting them to talk to their friends and family and just keeping it simple, getting them plugged in. And there are power hours that our company does too, as well. If you don't have an upline who's hosting them for you, we have so many tools and resources to just get them plugged in and help them stay excited. So that is so good, Tamika. Thank you so much. Okay, so once we do start building our teams, maybe some of you are on here and you're like, I do have a team, but now I really want to create that leadership in my team with my new distributors, and I don't really know where to start. I know that was me for a little bit too. And so we're going to talk about empowering other leaders to show up in your organization. We're going to talk about how you create that leadership and the duplication, so that even though you're enrolling a lot of people, you want your team to do the same thing. So Marcella, tell us a little bit about what you're doing to help create duplication on your team.
Okay, yeah, so like I think we follow similar training styles, but one thing I'm big on is developing training leaders, okay? No matter how new you are, even if you're like brand new and you have that one distributor that just joined you, that person can help you and support you become a training leader, because our job is to make sure that we're developing and duplicating leadership. So the way that I work is whenever I sign a new distributor, I already know where I'm going to be placing this person under, and I jump on a quick Zoom, me, the new distributor, and the person I'm placing her under. Okay, so we're jumping on a Zoom like this, and we're just getting to know each other. What is your goal? I'm letting the person who's going to be supporting, training her, introducing herself, sharing what her goals are. So we create that community between the three of us right away. And then they go into a messenger chat. You know, you can use any platform, but they go into a chat, the three of them. So my job, I believe, like what I like to focus on is a lot of training the training leader. So I am in the chat kind of like to be extra, but I want the person who's training to be confident that she can train somebody, that even when she signs her own distributor, she already knows what to do. Right? So I am there just extra support. If I see something that the training distributor said wrong, I will correct her on the side. I said, maybe you should recommend this packet rather than this other packet, because I don't want to correct her between the three of us, because I want the new distributor to see her as a leader. So they are making that connection between the three of them. We asked the new distributor to send screenshot. That's how we work. I say, until you have your first 6 customers, I don't want you to try to answer anything. You know, for our community, the Latina community, people like to call. They're like, oh, what are you doing? Let me call you so you can explain more. So I always tell my new distributors, don't pick up any phone call. Don't pick up any phone call, because you don't know how to explain yet. So I said, there's nothing wrong for you to say, listen, I really don't know anything. I just joined this, but I have a leader who's going to help me and support me. So let me just text you. So I say, send us screenshots of everything. Don't call anybody. Don't try to explain in your words, because that's when new distributors make mistakes. And we only have one chance with that one person. So that is like my main thing, empowering the training leader to train this new person. It takes a little bit of work on the back end to train the training leader, but once she knows how to do it, then I can place a couple of people there, and then I'm confident that she's going to train, that she's going to support those people, and now she's going to even start enrolling her own distributor, because she's confident that she can do it herself.
That is so good. I love those tips so much. And the 3-way chats and the FaceTimes that you were talking about doing with your new distributors, that was a game changer for me actually around this time last year. I had a call with Kelly Browder. I talked to her, conversation, and she was like, you need to be training your team and helping your team train your new distributors with you. And so that was like an eye opener. I had never heard that before. And it just was like mind blowing to me. And also getting on a FaceTime with them within their first 48 to 72 hours in the business, it really helps with distributor retention with all of our new distributors, because you create that relationship, you create that connection, you know what their kids look like, and you have those things that you can go back to them and say, you know, hey, how is this going? Because you were able to talk about it on a FaceTime. It breaks down those walls. You're no longer just some random person from TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. You're actually a real human who's done the things that this person's joining that they want to do, and you're showing them that it's possible. So We talked a little bit about with Tamika that her goal with her new distributors in their first 30 days is getting those steps of success done. That is 6 customers, 3 new team members. Marcella talked about how she helps her distributors get their customers by sharing screenshots and walking them through the conversation. So that's such a huge tip that I do as well. So Courtney, now let's transition a little bit and talk about how we're getting those new distributors to get their own distributors. But once we start growing our team, we have to make sure that we don't get so consumed with just enrolling. I know for me, that's one of my favorite things to do. I love bringing in new people, but I never want to get so caught up in enrolling with this mindset that I just want to get them in the system. I really want to help them change their life, because whenever we become a leader, then we get the title. It's not the other way around. The title doesn't make you a leader. So Courtney, how did that mindset shift help you when you started enrolling your new distributors?
Yeah, so that's exactly it. It's a mindset shift. So that's what you have to think. First of all, if you're watching this, you are looking to get distributors on your team, or you currently have new distributors on your team. And I want to say congratulations, because you took the steps to change someone's life. And that's the most impactful thing with this business. The best product we have is the business opportunity. So once you start realizing that, you're going to start talking about it to everyone. And that's the total mindset shift from going from an employee working a 9 to 5 like I did to becoming a business owner, right? Now you are in charge of what you want to do. You are in charge of that next person you talk to and their life and their success in this company. That's on your hands now because you're a business owner, and that's the best feeling ever. It's great to feel success yourself, but once you start helping somebody else do it, everything changes. So having that mindset shift that now you're the business owner, and now that you make a decision, now you don't have to wait for instruction, right? You can just take anything you learned tonight and run with it. That's going to be everything for you. So for us, what we like to do is within their first 30 days, honestly, like right away, when I text my new distributor, I say, blow my phone up, send me screenshots like Marcella said, and just go all in. You're going to hear the word no. You're going to feel discouraged. It goes for anyone that's in any type of business. But as long as you stay close to your team, stay close to your enroller, get on a FaceTime like Morgan was just saying, as long as you have that, you are going to have that community established, and that's going to help you with your leverage working towards your why. So find that vision right now. What is that for you? Help your new distributor when they get started find their vision. What are they working towards? I made a dream board in 2019 saying I was going to hit presidential within the next year. And within that next year, I hit presidential and I crossed things off my dream board I never thought were possible. So set that vision for your team and set that vision right away. The first message you talk to the new distributor about this company and what the potential is with this company as well.
That is so good. So tell us a little bit. I know that you do a little boot camp for your new distributors too. Tell us a little bit about that boot camp. What do you do on that? And then that's one of your Zooms that you do. So I know people are on here, like we're all saying, get them on Power Hours, get them on your team Zooms, get them on all these things. And I know that there are people on here saying, I can't get my new distributors to ever show up to a Zoom. And first off, that's a mindset. So start speaking life over that. But the other thing too is, how are you getting your new distributors to get on these Zooms? And then once they are on that boot camp, what are you teaching them to help them enroll their distributors?
Yeah, so that's so important. Getting into the community right away, like how you learned tonight that there's corporate power hours. If you don't have a team that has their own power hours or Zoom meetings like this, you guys can hop on anything our company offers. So just check your Connect app for updates, check the team pages that you're a part of. You're going to find a schedule of things that you can do. There's tons of stuff that you can join, tons of trainings, tons of Zooms. So just make sure you plan it, right? If you don't plan it, you won't go. So just plan. When I worked full time, I had to look out at my schedule in advance in the next couple weeks and plan when I could get on Power Hours and Zooms. For our team, we have a boot camp every Tuesday night to help them enroll their first 6 customers. And then once they graduate from that boot camp, they go into a distributor enrolling boot camp right after. So for us, it's huge right away to get your 6 loyal customers so you can get that shopping spree on top of your other commissions, but you'll have more products to try for yourself, right? Being a product of the product. But that just customer enrolling boot camp is basically going over host to post, showing them the website, showing them how to talk about the products. We actually have a conversation out loud. My double diamond, Sabrina Almeida, and I, we run that together. And then right after, once they feel comfortable, they've enrolled their 6 customers, they talk to friends and family, they go right into distributor signing, and Jade puts together a distributor signing Zoom that we're a part of. And she goes over casting that vision right? Sharing your story, sharing your why, like why are you here? What's your vision? That ties back into creating that vision board right away. And then following it up with the basics, right? Of what you have to do. You have to post, you have to message, you have to follow up, and you have to expand your network. You have to do those core 4 things every day to grow your business and help your new distributors grow their team as well. And then ending with charting and showing them how creating a path to where they want to go.
That's so good. I love how simple that you keep it. Guys, these tips are they're almost repetitive. Whenever we were talking about this, we were like, we all do the same thing. And I think that that's so key because success leaves clues. The last thing that I want to leave you with before we hop off here is that you have to look at every single person that you bring into this business and stamp a 10 on their forehead. What I mean by that is don't look at them as, oh, they're a $400 because that's where I place them on my chart. You've got to look at them as your next rock star, your next person that's going to change your business, and they're the next person that you get to help change their life. No one joins this business to fail. So we've got to make sure that we're giving them the opportunity to do everything in our power to help them win. The last thing I want to tell you is don't ever let your new distributors actually hit their goal. I know that sounds crazy because we do want them to get their customers and their distributors, but when you start seeing them get close to that shopping spree when they're brand new, go ahead and start casting the vision for Ruby and getting those distributors, because it's like jumping into a pool whenever you were a kid and your dad or your mom said, I'm going to catch you. But they didn't, and they were just right in front of you, and they said, come on, swim to me. And they took a step back, and they said, swim to me. And they took another step back, and the whole time you were right there at it, but you never caught up to them, and you looked up, and you had swam the length of the pool, and you never knew you could swim before. That's what we want to do with our new distributors. So guys, we're so excited. We're going to have another panel after this to talk about what to do after their first 30 days, but drop a 1 in the chat if you got one little nugget from this that you're going to take away and share with your teams to help change your business. Thank y'all for hopping on here. Bye, guys.
Awesome job. I mean, great tips, nuggets, wisdom. I mean, you got some information that you can put into action right away. So let's do this. Share with us. Tell us which tips you're going to start implementing this weekend.
I love that because it's not just enough to sit here and learn all these new things. Knowledge alone isn't power. Applied knowledge, that's power. And so we've learned some solid strategies on how you're going to help your new people get started in their first 30 days. So do me a favor. Let's just, as you're sharing the ahas you took away, the things you're going to apply this weekend, let's go ahead and let's not delay. Let's get right into the second part, because it's one thing to get them started and have a good first 30 days. But you know what? If you really want to maximize success in this business, you want to keep helping them in month 2 and 3 and 4. So that's what we're going to talk about.
That's right. And 7 and 8 and 9, because
a year from now,
longevity
2 years from now
is what it's all about. So hey, let's give it up for Amanda, Brittany, Christy, and Katie.
Oh, awesome.
Hi friends, I am so excited to chat with you guys today. This is so fun. One thing that I love about this business is that we all get to connect with each other. And this is my favorite thing is, when you join this business, you think it's going to be like, will I even know what I'm doing? But what ends up happening is that we all learn from each other. And I'm excited because what you guys are going to be doing today is sharing your top tips so that other people can go implement those things as well and reach that next level. Now, something that I think is really crucial is that we have such a plan to get those first 6 customers in your first 30 days. And I think oftentimes that's what happens. But if we don't cast that vision to the next level, sometimes it's that missing link. So today we're actually going to be talking about casting that vision, co-leading, as well as building those relationships that I think is so important. But before we get started, I do want to introduce myself. My name is Brittany Landrum. I was a single mom when this business found me. I was not looking for it. And if it weren't for a stranger offering this business to me, I don't think I would have ever actually reached out to someone else. And I think that's really important for you guys to know, because if you don't ask, the answer is always no. The other thing that I want to highlight about my story is that my leader did such a phenomenal job with casting that vision, with leading by example, but also recognizing my work as I was a brand new distributor and being someone that was very shy, very nervous, still very shy and very nervous. As you can tell, I still get nervous. because she almost, cheered me on all the way, I started to believe in myself more and more and more. And I also want to put focus on, I joined for just a little bit of extra income and from some free product because I was a single mom. But once I jumped in, everything changed. But it changed because I got to an event that changed everything. Sometimes your leader story may not match yours, but someone at the event may be more like you than your leader. And just hearing that story casts this larger vision than you could ever imagine, which actually brings me to you, Katie. I think you do a phenomenal job with building the vision and casting that vision for other people. But before you go into some of your tips, will you start by just telling us a little bit about your story?
Yes. Hey guys, I am Katie Weekamp. I am from Utopia, Texas, a really small town. I got started 4 years ago. I was a boutique owner working 50 hours a week. I was just so tired of missing out on so much time with my kids. But my past before that is I'm actually a high school dropout, and I did life so backwards, but I knew that in order to be successful, I would always have to be an entrepreneur. So anyways, one day I was sitting in my store and I would typically scroll past anything to do with network marketing, but I was just so sick and tired. I saw a live video. So Go Live, I saw a live video and it was just talking about, how to get started in this business and how she changed her life. So I messaged her immediately and I said, sign me up. And within 3 months, you guys, I closed my store and I came home to my kids, and it changed my life so much. But I will say, different from Brittany's story, my leader stopped leading me 2 weeks in. So I was kind of left to the dust. And that is why I think it's so important to cast vision, because not everyone will continue to push forward. I had two options, quit or YouTube and Jesus, and I turned to that. So I make sure that my team, sees that vision every single day, because I want them to know that if I can do this as a high school dropout, they can too. But at my year mark, I got to conference, and from conference, I went from diamond to presidential diamond in 1 year. So events are so, so important.
Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to be honest with you. I didn't know that part of your story, but I think it gave me chills, because I think it's so true, and something that, it wasn't on my list to talk about today. But here's what I always tell myself. I want to be the leader that I would want to lead me. Okay. So let's say you're watching this today and you don't have a leader that's doing the things that can stop with you. And you can see that it stopped with Katie, right? She was like, I have two options: give up or just figure it out. And that's one thing I love about this business, is that it is so duplicatable as long as you set up a system. So speaking of that, one thing we talked about is, yes, in the first 30 days, we're focused on getting those first 6 customers. But after that, I feel like when we don't have a plan, sometimes that's when it stops. And something that you mentioned was that casting that vision, but not only about what the extra income could do, but more so of how you could break down the ways to make the extra income. So will you talk about that and how that has changed the kind of direction of your team as well?
Yeah, so I push to go live on my team page at least every couple days talking about vision. And I talk about multiple stories. Like, I might have went diamond in 3 months, but there's girls on our team that it took some time. And I share that often, saying, don't compare your journey. Just make sure you have your roadmap and your vision, and having that Ruby chart in front of you in the beginning is so important. But I also break down how to make income besides commissions, because whenever you first get started, waiting for that first commission check, it could be like, what, a whole month? Like, I don't, I need money now, right? So I have a breakdown on my team page of how to make sample cash weekly, sell 4 samples a week. You guys know how much to sell those for. Signing a new distributor every single week and helping them get their first 6 customers. Boom, there's a weekly fast start. So I cast that vision and break it down of how they can have those wins of, the weekly and daily income versus just the promotion income. And I feel like that's what keeps them going, because they can see, okay, this is something I can do daily, have those daily goals, win the day, and then also have the long-term promoting goals. And that is super helpful, because after I shared that on my team page last month, I had multiple girls message me like the next day, oh my gosh, I just made, this much sample cash today, and I'm so excited, I'm crying, I could pay this bill, So it's really good to share those other wins besides just the promotion charts.
Something you said that I really want to highlight is that you are constantly going live in your page, because something that I will call myself out that I have missed the mark sometimes is we think if we say it once, everyone knows it. We forget that new people are constantly coming into our business. And so we may have gone live about something two weeks ago, but now all of our new team members may not have heard that. So here's the other question I have for you. And this is where I believe the difference is made, is kind of creating that layered leadership. What is some ways that you take that vision, but also have the layered leadership so that it kind of trickles down your entire team?
Yeah, so after someone gets started, usually within their first 3 to 5 days, I connect them with their co-leader, whoever I place them to, and I introduce them, and we communicate in a group chat and help each other in there. And I feel like it creates a relationship of them with someone else, because sometimes people can compare themselves to you if you are a leader, like, well, she's already this far, I'm in chapter 1, she's already here, and it can be intimidating. So putting them in a group chat with someone who, maybe is newly promoted or working on promoting, and just building that relationship there. A lot of times the girls that I enroll, after being in that chat with that person for a while, they don't even come to me anymore because they've built that relationship with them, which is really awesome because, it gives them more than just me to reach out to.
Oh my goodness, I love it so much. Thank you so much for sharing your tips. I think it's so, so helpful. And when we are talking about co-leading and having those chats and building the relationships, Amanda, you honestly come to my mind. I've gotten to know you really well in the last couple of years, and it's something that you've always just focused on, is having those co-leading chats. And I jokingly, named you the co-leading queen, because I feel like your system is so duplicatable. Going back to what we do, we can impact and inspire more people as long as we have a system that is duplicatable. But before we go to your tips, will you just tell us a little bit about your story?
Hey guys, I'm Amanda Busher and I'm an ambassador Diamond. I've been with It Works for 7 years. Before I started this business, I was working full-time as a dental hygienist, and I wanted nothing more than to be a stay-at-home mom. I actually prayed for it for 2 years, and I just came to the conclusion that this was just what it was going to be. And I felt like I was settling, and I was so envious of other moms who were staying at home and, being that mom that they desired to be. And so anyways, this business just kind of fell into my lap, and I just kind of laughed at the idea at first because I'm like, okay, I'm not a salesperson. I've never done anything like this before, definitely out of my comfort zone, but I saw that other people were making money with this. And so I thought, okay, if I can make, just a little bit of extra income, then maybe I could work a little bit less. And so I just dove in having, no idea what I was doing, but I just remember that there was a local event about a week after I joined, and I walked into that event just having the mindset of just making a little bit extra money a month, just so I could, have a little wiggle room and maybe work one less day. And I was blown away, you guys, because I saw other real people making incredible income, working full time, becoming stay-at-home moms, and just changing their life. And I left that event. I was so excited to come home, and I walked in that door just so excited. I told Derek, my husband, and I said, this business is going to change everything for us. I said, this business is going to allow me to become, a stay-at-home mom that I've always wanted to be, that I've been praying for 2 years. And I pulled out that income chart, and I said, okay, what do I need to do to replace my hygiene income? And so it was Double Diamond. And so I just said, okay, I'm going to do whatever it takes. I didn't have somebody to lead and guide me or to train me. And so I did turn to YouTube and the company to really guide me to success with this. And so I just followed the lead of what successful people were doing in this business. And I got out of my comfort zone, and I just put my head down and I got to work. And yes, I got out of my comfort zone. And yes, some things were a little bit scary, but I knew that I was just ready to be a stay-at-home mom, and this was going to be the vehicle to allow me to do it. So with a goal and with taking quitting off the table, in 5 months, I got to Double Diamond, which was my income goal. And I got pregnant with our second son. And after we had him, then I came home, and I've now been home full time as a mom, stay-at-home mom, for over 6 years. And this business has just been such a blessing to us. And it really allowed me to find my purpose in this. And yes, it's just completely transformed our lives. But what it really did was it's allowed me to be a strong voice for other women, other men that have, you know, bigger dreams or wants or desires. And it's allowed me to show them what's possible. So it's just been truly a blessing to allow us to serve in such a higher way than we ever could have.
You know, I just always love listening to you speak, but I am going to say before you go into your tips, I want to speak to all of you watching. Okay. And if at any time, any four of us say something, I don't want you to beat yourself up for, but I've not done it like that all along. Okay. It's okay. You can have a fresh start right now. So if you hear something and you're like, but I've not done it like that, that's okay. You're going to start now, because what she is about to tell you, I will actually call myself out and say, this isn't something that I've implemented, but I'm going to be implementing it because I think it will also bring a different level of freedom, meaning having significant layered leadership. Once again, I keep saying it, you inspire and you will impact more people. So Amanda, kind of just dive right into what your co-leading system looks like.
Yeah, so I'm super excited to share this with you guys because it really has just changed not only the way our entire team is, but it just really allows up and coming risers to come and also just create an incredible community for new people coming in. So we create co-leader chats right away within their first week, but it definitely emerges as, you know, that new person continues to go. So after the first 30 days, we actually change that chat to whoever is that newbie, they are going Ruby. So for instance, Jessica is going Ruby, and that's the title of the chat. And the reason we make that the title so that every single day that newbie is seeing Jessica is going Ruby, and they are seeing it, they're hearing it. And so, it starts to become that reality. And so in that chat is going to be myself, and then anyone who who is above that new person. And so it could be a distributor, it could be the Ruby and Emerald, it could be all the way up to Diamond and Double Diamond, whoever I feel is going to really impact that new person going Ruby. And within that, after those 30 days, we actually get on a game planning Zoom for that newbie to go Ruby. Okay, so we have them print out their charts. We go over projected numbers. We go over exactly how much they need in volume to get to Ruby. We cast that vision of what is expected to go Ruby, how many distributors, what the work is going to take. And we really focus on tasks. And so we just make that very clear and cast that vision. Okay, if you want Ruby, this is just what it's going to take. And so during that game planning Zoom, it's so great because we have a small little area where we can connect with each other and we can game plan each other. And it just creates an incredible community. So throughout the chat, what it kind of looks like is I'm kind of a fly on the wall, and I really let those co-leaders lead. And I step in there when I need to, maybe a couple of times a week or anytime I get tagged, or if I feel that the chat is a little bit silent. But what it looks like, you guys, is it is a chat to create community. It's a chat to create hype, and just excitement. And so that everyone is on the same page. We go over if the new person got a customer, she booms it in there so that everyone is on the same page so that we can all update our charts and say, okay, you only need 300 more to go, or, whatever the case is. But really, it's a small space compared to the big team or the big team chats. It's a small, intimate space that allows relationships to grow, community, and to really let that new person know that she or he is not alone. That yes, they are in this business for themselves to build their own business, but they are not alone. And it really creates that culture, those relationships, and just an incredible, atmosphere where they feel comfortable, they feel connected, and they feel like, okay, you know what? I am going to go to this next rank, and I am not alone doing it. The other thing that it creates is that layered leadership. So my new distributors, those Rubies who are in there, those Emeralds or whoever is in there, it really creates them to evolve in their leadership and kind of forces them into that state. And so what it also does is it teaches that new person how to also lead when they get distributors coming in. So overall, it's just an incredible space where you're going to grow and you're going to be able to cast that vision on a smaller level in a smaller, intimate space. The other thing that I love about it is that we have, our big team page and also, bigger chats. And so what it does is it funnels important information into these smaller areas. So nobody is losing information. So for instance, if there is an event going on, a newbie training going on, a team training, a contest, or any type of promotions going on, we put it in a bigger space like the team chat, or we put it in the team page, and then the co-leaders actually funnel it into their little chat. And so it makes it where nothing is missed, but it's really creating a dynamic where that person, again, they're seeing a higher vision. They're seeing that, okay, I can go Ruby, but then also they know that their co-leaders are going Emerald or Diamond. And so it's actually casting that vision to even above Ruby. So overall, just, the atmosphere it's creating is just exponential on all levels, but really it's showing that new person coming in that they have a community, that they have support, and that they are not alone in this business.
Goodness, Amanda, I love it so much. And I honestly, for myself, I can't wait to implement it because I think it's just a missing link for so many people, which brings me to Christy, you, okay? Because I'm listening to what Amanda's saying and all these things she's implementing. And a lot of it comes from like feeling important, feeling connected, feeling part of something, not feeling alone. And I'll be honest with you, when I met you, one of the things that I was like, I want to almost copy exactly, you can see from what you do that you have phenomenal friendships with your team. You can see it. I see it from social media. I see it from listening to other leaders talk about you. And I know that we're going to talk about that, but would you first just start out by telling us a little bit about yourself and your story for those that don't know?
Hi guys, how are you? I am Christy Christensen. I am a double ambassador diamond. So I started this business actually 8 years ago. So when you see successful people, you have no idea if they've been in for 1 week, 1 year, 10 years. So never compare yourself. But I started this business because my husband and I, we were on food stamps and Medicaid. And that was just something that obviously I didn't want to be on for forever. And I didn't think that we were working on the path out there. But at the time, I wanted to start our family. And there was just no way that my husband could comprehend to bring in a baby into this paycheck to paycheck lifestyle. And so I was actually a hairdresser, you guys, and I was literally making like $200 a week. And it was because I had just picked up from where I lived and moved out of state. So I didn't know anybody. And so I wasn't really making a lot at the salon. And so that's the beauty of this social media business. But this girl, this random girl, didn't know her. She basically showed me a chart and told me about a bonus that was going on and said, do you want to make some money? And I jumped right in. I had never tried the products. I didn't know what network marketing was. I just jumped in with just, hey, I would love to make an extra income. And so you do not have to know everything. And so for me, you guys, the biggest reason why I pushed forward in this business was because I never got to see my husband. I never got to see my husband. He was in school and working. And so I maybe saw him during lunchtime, maybe for dinner time. And I was like, how am I supposed to start a family with this person when we're both working and we never see each other and I want to have a baby? And it was just something where I was like, okay, I'm just going to start for maybe $500 to $1,000 a month, right? That's why we all start. And so I hit that goal, you guys, and I didn't hit it quick, just so you know. It took me 3 months to sign my first customer and my first distributor. And so it didn't happen quickly for me. But once I caught the vision, then I started moving along. And so eventually I replaced my income, my husband's income. He was able to just focus on school and not work anymore. We had our first baby, and then we just kept going and moving forward. And honestly, the best part about this business, it is the friendships. Money can buy happiness up until I think they say like 80,000 a year, right? After that, it's the freedoms is what they say. It's the freedoms. And that's what this business does. It allows us the freedom for our 4 kids now. It allows us the freedom with our friendships. And honestly, it's just given us, just like what Amanda said, a bigger purpose. And I didn't sign up for a bigger purpose. I signed up for $500 a month, but that's what happens. You grow into something more. And so the money is great, but the friendships and the freedom, like that's what people stay for. And so it's just been a game changer for us.
Yeah, I love that. And I'm just going to go back for all of you guys watching today. You know, we've talked about casting vision with Katie. We've talked about co-leading with Amanda. And the last piece is that friendship, is the recognition piece, is the, you know, casting the vision small and giving them that recognition as we go. So Christy, I'm actually going to ask you a 2-part question in one. I'm just going to come and put it all together. How do you build that friendship and the relationships, as well as give the recognition from the beginning on? Because I don't want people to think they have to be a certain rank to be able to do that for their team. So hit on that as well for me.
So every single level that your new distributor hits, you know, after their first 30 days or even before, what you're going to want to do is recognize the work. That is so important to do, because I feel like, yes, you got your 6 customers, you're rocking and rolling in your first 30 days, but maybe you haven't hit Ruby yet. So there's this point where you have to work this business based upon what's to come and the vision, rather than the instant gratification that we are taught in this world to get. And so the instant gratification that you can give yourself and your newbies, it doesn't matter what rank you are, is recognizing based upon the work. I will recognize people. Amanda, oh my gosh, she is doing so incredible. She is so consistent. She is jumping on power hours, or she is showing up, or oh my gosh, look at her stories. They are so incredible. And so I do a lot of recognizing based upon the work, because that's what I want people to do more of. And so I know that that's going to make Amanda feel good. She's going to be like, thank you. Like, I'm being recognized for that work. And Cami said something one time, and she said, you know, people will work hard for money, but they will die for recognition. And so in that midst of 6 customers on the way to Ruby, there's not a lot to recognize money wise, but there is a lot to recognize consistent wise, habits wise. And so that's something that you as a new distributor can recognize anybody for. It doesn't matter if that's your first team member. And then one other thing I do for recognition is, even if somebody hasn't hit a rank, I will randomly recognize them for the amount of sales that they've brought in. You know, if Sally has brought in, you know, 300 BV, I will just put her on a cute little picture and be like, wow, look at Sally. Like, she has brought in over $300 of sales. And it's something super simple, but it helps them to feel good about the work that they are putting in on their road to Ruby. And then the next part is relationships, you guys. I honestly only believe that I'm here because of the relationship part. If I'm being super honest, I didn't have a lot of skills. I didn't have a lot of friends. I didn't have a network. But one thing that I realized is that if I was just me and I treated everybody like they were my sister, like they were my best friend, then that was something that was going to benefit me, and that was going to benefit them. And honestly, a couple ways that I do that, it's super simple, you guys. Have you ever called up a best friend, or when you see a friend you haven't seen in a while, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to see you. You guys, people feed on energy, and those relationships are going to be built on the energy that you give them, and then they're going to give back to you because they feel like you are a friend. And you know what? How many of you guys have ever had a bad day in the business, right? I know I have, where I'm just like, I don't want to do this right now, right? Like, I stubbed my toe. I don't want to work this business right now, whatever it is. You need to have that relationship and that real life friendship built up with your new distributor, so that when they're having a bad day, they don't quit. They don't not work for the day. Instead, they come to you and they say, hey, Brittany, I'm having a bad day. Like, what can I do? Can you help me? You know, and so that you have that big communication. And I think recognition actually does build the relationship a lot, because they feel loved and appreciated. And something that someone told me a long time ago was just randomly message your new distributors, or not even your new distributors, your leaders, and tell them why you appreciate them and how much you appreciate them. And that was kind of a game changer for me, because every single time I do it, I always get a message back. Thank you so much. Like, I needed this so bad today. I was having a bad day. Or thank you so much for realizing what I'm doing, even though I haven't yet hit this promotion. And it makes me feel good. It makes them feel good. It also is building up that trust and that friendship and that relationship. And most importantly, their confidence. They feel seen by you as their leader. It doesn't even matter if you're a brand new distributor, you are their leader. They want that appreciation from you.
Yeah, I love it so much. And there was a quote that I'm just going to look down and read it because I don't want to mess it up. But it said, to make a difference in someone's life, you don't have to be brilliant, rich, beautiful, or perfect. You just have to care. And I think that, you know, Christy, pretty much what you've said is you are rewarding the right behavior because you know that behavior is going to not only cast the vision for where they're going, but it's also going to be so duplicatable because once again, how we lead will teach our teams how to lead. So I just want to end by telling all three of you, thank you so much for getting on here and sharing today and sharing all your tips. And I want to leave you guys that are watching today almost like a call to action. And you know what you've heard is that people you want to feel loved. So I'm going to challenge you to go to 1 to 3 people and just let them know what they mean to you in this business. They may not even know that them working their business consistently is inspiring to you. So thank you again, girls, and have a wonderful rest of the day.
That was an amazing panel, ladies. So many great tips.
Absolutely. This entire day has been packed with incredible panels. I love learning from our leaders, and I love we have so much incredible leadership around the world. Can we give a few shout outs to some of our leaders globally?
Yes, David, let's do it. Let's give it up for some of our leaders who have recently ranked up. We have from Canada, some new diamonds, Patricia Ray and Marie-Eve Bertrand. And from France, we have some new double diamonds, Marine Uvegan and Leah Gluzak. And from Germany, we have a new double diamond, Annika Kustein, and a new diamond, Karina Daglied. So congratulations to you guys.
Oh man, congratulations everyone. And we know what leads to ranking up, which is being consistent with your steps to success. I love seeing so many of you getting your steps done each month.
Yeah, let's throw out a few names who have been getting their steps done month after month.
You know, this is something we've been calling out lately on some of our international calls, and I can't wait to call it out again. So here we go. Congratulations to Mandy Richardson. She's a diamond in Australia who completed her S2S, her steps to success, in January, February, March. We've got Jeslyn O'Leary, a double diamond in Canada, or as I like to call it, Canadia, who completed her steps to success in January, February, March. Kaylin Roy, a ruby in Canada, completed her steps to success, again, January, February, March. Sophie Holm, a double diamond in Denmark. Let's hear it up for Sophie. They've been going through a lot of challenges with the payment systems, the new PSD2, and she did it anyways. She completed her steps to success in February, March. Aude Dersoir, a double diamond in France, completed her steps to success in January, February, March. Lucille Smolars, a diamond in France, completed her steps to success in January, February, March. And Isabel Ronica, a triple diamond in Germany, just completed her steps to success in January, February, March. You know, I love seeing these leaders not only achieve these high ranks, but also continue to do the daily work that we all need to do.
That is amazing. And I mean, we can't exactly shout out everyone who's completing their steps each month, but because you guys that David just mentioned are doing such an amazing job, we just wanted to tell you that we see you and we applaud you. So well done.
Absolutely. We love seeing you guys win, and we're excited to highlight some of the amazing enhancements we've already made to help us all win in business and growth. We're increasing our translation efforts. We're providing more localized marketing tools. Of course, we're working on payment systems. We have new shipping warehouses, a new customer service team, product development in country, and localized events. We've come a long way, and we've had great success over the past years. You know, Kinsey, you've done so much to already transform the business, and I'm so fortunate I get to step into, you know, all the work you've done to try and take some credit for it. So thank you for doing all this great work so far.
Well, we have an amazing team, and you know, we've got amazing leadership support across our core markets. You know, from leaders like Paul Barnier, Lucille Bongard, Jade Sade in France, Sonia Bennett, Lachelle Ann, other VIPs in Germany, Alexandra Rosenay, Tina Thompson, Helly Hansen, Marie Lura, Bettina Leek, Hedgie Harristed, Katarina Hellberg in Scandinavia, countries, VIPs in Canada, Carolyn Bouchard, Annie Allard, Elaine Grenier, Mariah Grenier, Leah Gaudet. I could go on and on and on and on, but we have unbelievable leadership and I love it.
It's so excited to see all of these leaders and to be able to call them out. A huge thank you to all of you. You've been instrumental in our efforts to keep bringing the boom to international. We're also excited to share that we have aggressively been working to launch a new program in Mexico. In fact, it just soft launched today. And with a reorganized customer program all around personal business volume and bulk purchases that can easily be broken into retailable selling units for customers with more retail margin for distributors, for DTs. So a big shout out to our leaders in the field who are helping us move quickly. This was led by Mike Lemire, Rodrigo Arvide, Alejandro Ortiz-Bear, and Yasmin Marino. It's a great example of our distributor partnerships that are working to enhance and strengthen our business. Mexico's on fire right now. I don't even know what to say about it. It's ramping. It's so exciting.
Woo, I love that. And, honestly, I love that we're doing all these shout outs because we just could not do what we do without you guys. So thank you for being leaders in our field.
Seriously, I'm sure we could shout out our amazing leaders all afternoon long, but we've got some exciting announcements about Fall Conference to hear before we wrap this event up. And did we mention that conference will be translated into French, Spanish, and German? I mean, everything's changing in international. We're going fully global. I'm so excited.
I love it. People are already messaging us, telling us how amazing this is. So that's brilliant. I can't wait to hear more. So let's give it up. Let's hear from Mike, Cammie, and the one and only Coach Mark.
Come on, Coach Mark.
Woo.
Wow. What a day. Yeah. Those panels have been nothing but awesome.
Yeah.
One after another. You guys always blow me away with your tips. Right now, proud coach right here. I'm proud of you guys.
Oh yeah, no doubt about that. Listen up. If you're not where you want to be in your business, the people you heard from today, these are the leaders you want to follow their example.
Exactly. This business isn't easy, but it is very simple as long as you're following the right steps, and just like we heard over and over today, you can't get around the power behind completing your steps of success each and every month. Yeah. It's those small wins that are going to lead to the big wins.
No doubt about that. And small groups lead to large groups over time. And we say all the time, a large group of people doing a few simple things over a consistent period of time, that's what leads to success. And Mark, I've got a question for you. You think about a long period of time, 20 years It-Works has been in business. Yeah. That means there's a lot of seasons. If you're watching right now, you may have been in 20 years ago, you may just got in, but 20 years, you've seen a thing or two. And I'm just curious, a lot of change has happened. Yeah. How do you navigate that change?
One, honored to be on a panel with both of you.
Likewise.
I started to say with one of you, but I like to tease both of you too. These are like my kids. I love teasing them. But,
she is your kid. Just okay.
I feel like you are.
And it's me that you would want to be doing this with.
Yes, it's definitely me. Right. It's definitely me.
So those of you who ran panels today, I'm going to try and show you how to keep control of a panel. No, I'm really excited to end with this. A lot of times we do a speech or talk, but I like the idea of just speaking from our experience. We've all been in the field. We've all built. Yeah. I always think of movies where you hear something, and I remember there was a baseball one, and they said, what are you doing as a GM or CEO? Why are you talking like that? And he goes, because you've never been with one that's been in the field. And we all have been in the field. We've been right where you're at. We've had every season you can think of. And so when I think of 20 years, I was telling you guys, I think of that commercial where it says, I've seen a thing or two, because we really have. Yeah. And I heard something yesterday that I loved. When you come into It-Works, for a lot of you, it's the first time that you're truly being an entrepreneur. And I think when I left teaching and coaching, I was an entrepreneur, but I didn't know it. But here's what the definition of entrepreneur that you told me yesterday. It's like going 120 miles an hour and trying to build a car.
All at the same time.
All at the same time. Most people would say, well, let's build a car and then we'll go. But your business is like that. And I think back 20 years. We started as a one product company. And today we pivoted and we've got so many tremendous products. Skinny Brew is unbelievable.
Love it.
And then we brought the tea in, and Skinny Gummies just is flying off the shelf. I mean, one, it works, and two, it tastes so good. And I love that. So, we've had to pivot and change. And I watch people, and we're going to talk about this because the audience, who's listening to us right now, you're all at different stages. Some of you are newbies that have just joined. Some of you have been in a while and you've ranked up a couple. Some are at the very top. And maybe you just got there, or maybe you've done it twice. You've gone to 2.0. And there's so many different stages. And I like, my stage is when someone comes in and the light comes on and they realize, wow, I can do this. And I was made for more. But there's other stages. We're going to talk about, hitting a ceiling, plateauing. In any occupation today, people are staying shorter period of time and wanting something else. I'm bored, or it doesn't work the same. And so a lot of stuff we're talking about today is improvement in yourself and wanting growth. In 20 years, we've had to pivot. In the beginning, we got people in a room, we put the wrap on people, and we had 45 minutes to talk person to person.
Yeah.
Today, we can't do that. With the pandemic, things changed there.
Yeah.
But what we did was pivot in a way that it's so relevant today, social selling. And the other thing we've been talking about, and you're going to see even more from us, is the way we gather customers. I mean, we're not only leading in our industry, but we're leading the world. I mean, it's not about watching a good commercial anymore or reading a print magazine. It's all online. So, Mike, we've celebrated 20 years. But 20 years, you got to be ready to change. And, we had the great wrap shortage. We've had IT implosions. I tell you this, if you're waiting for a perfect company, it's never going to happen. I mean, just as soon as we get this down, we're already going over to here to 120 miles an hour, over to here. And I'm so proud of the whole team. You guys have been great leaders, our corporate, behind the scenes, all of you out in the field. We have pivoted. We went from work from home. All our employees at corporate working from home. I mean, I never thought we'd be out a year and a half. And yet we have. And then how we're able to get products to people. They order, we send it to them, and you keep making money. So this panel is going to be great because we're going to talk to you wherever you're at.
That's right.
So excited that we have 20 years. I'm so ready for this COVID to be done and over because we're going to throw the biggest party. We're going to celebrate 20 years, changes in 20 years. We had Pam retire. We have myself going to chairman of the board. We're going to celebrate so many things. But what we're going to celebrate right now is you realizing that you have a business right here that you can control your time. And if you're hungry, then you can fight through any ceiling that might be out there. So if you're ready to go 120 miles an hour, we're ready to take off.
Ready.
And we'll start building as we're going. All right.
Learn while we learn, baby.
Right. So one of the things that I'm really proud that the team has taken advantage of is, we know we grow the most when we build from event to event. And why? Because it's like recharging. It's like filling your car with gas. It keeps you realizing, why was I doing this? Because it's easy to get distracted in the world. It's easy to, things come up and you're like, what was my goal this year? I forgot. And so kind of doing a checkup right now also why we're also building. But tell me, Kimmy, let's start with you.
Okay.
What did events do when you were building your business?
Oh goodness, couple things. And still to this day, even doing what I do right now, like I look forward to events because it's where the fire is. It's where everybody that is having massive success are, right? Because we are totally merit-based. How did those people get on stage this week? This weekend is through their efforts and what they're doing right now. We want to learn from them, right? So I had to get to an event because I wanted to know the hottest thing, make sure I wasn't missing anything. I also had to get to an event because, quite frankly, if you're not in a good place, you need that event. But if you're in a great place, that event needs you. And so there's just something about how it gets us refocused. And I think about it a lot like church. When I was growing up, I went to church camps in the summer. I would leave and think, I've never been closer to the Lord ever, and then you get home and some things happen, maybe temptation comes your way, life is just going quickly, and you kind of start to lose some of that focus. And that's the same with our business. And so in order to stay focused, and the world's doesn't think like we do.
That's right.
You know, we think unique, and we have a great way to approach, but not a lot of people think that way. So we got to stay around each other.
I like it.
You wanna add to that?
I think in real simple terms for me, it fills me up. You know, being around people that really just care and pour into. Thank goodness we're not like the world, right?
Yeah.
Thank goodness that we think differently. You think differently. That's why you're watching right now. You're getting filled up. And I would encourage you, you know, Cammie said you stay close to the fire. You stay close to the fire, you get filled up. Right? And I think that's really what events has always done for me, and that's what it should be doing for everybody here. You get filled up just enough to get to the next event. The key is how to stay filled up, and that is stay around the kind of people that continue coming to events.
All right, now I'm going to stay in that, but add to it. So, because I think events help with this. We used to say, if you're really on fire and growing like you can't believe, the event needs you. And if you're stuck and not growing, you need the event. So for the person out there right now that's feeling stuck, they're at a plateau, 20 years, that's a long time. Like, people don't do things for a long time now. It takes a special person to find ways to motivate themselves, to find ways to set goals and rewards. I found rewards for me helped a lot to push yourself through the next. I have people that say, I'm a little burnt out, what do I do? And some of it, honestly, it's not an It Works thing. It's a people thing. Sometimes when you get bored or the word burnout, it means you're looking for your next mountain to climb, something to push you. And I'll have people come and say, wow, what's wrong? And I'll be like, wrong? We're setting records. I just had a call from the DSN, and we're a private company, and I don't always report the number, but we were in a great spot. I was like, And so I got someone saying, hey, how do we help? And the others over here are just rocking and rolling. So if someone's stuck right now, let's go to you first, Mike.
Yep.
What would you say?
I was waiting for the question. I'm like, stuck? Yep. Okay.
It was a long question,
Okay.
but let me repeat it short.
Please.
Do you guys see
If
what I'm
you're
working with
feeling
here?
stuck or at a plateau, or maybe you're just a little burned out, how did you handle that?
It's probably going to sound a little cliche, but when you talk about events and how you could get it at events, I would look at the other people that have came before me that have been successful, and it's real easy to see that not one of them, not one person that you watch today was given their position, right? They didn't have a silver spoon in their mouth, so to speak. So they had to earn it. And I realized, hey, they're a teacher, they're a mom, they're a dad, they're a chiropractor, they're a school bus driver, right? They're a doctor, they're a lawyer, all kinds of different paths in life. I remember when I was coming in to network marketing, there was a plumber and there was a lawnmower salesman. And I just remember, I loved their stories because they kept things so simple. And they didn't keep it simple on purpose. That's what they knew to do. They kept things real simple. And what I found to really keep me motivated is, one, listen to the stories that came before me and know that, they're special people now because they worked really hard and they followed a simple system. So if I could do that, I could be there one day. But after that, I just really went back to working on myself because I knew at the end of the day, if I look in the mirror, that's the person who's going to pay the bills. That's the person who's going to pay off my debt. That's the person that's going to get me out of bed the next morning. So I watched other people, listened to the stories, and that continued to keep me going.
I'm going to add a little to it before I come to you because, what's human nature and easy is if you're in a plateau or you're going through, it's easy to kind of go hang with other people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And so then it's easy to go, woe is me, and they go, woe is me, and so to break out of that, you got to break that cycle, and you got to hang. One of the funniest stories I used to talk to someone who would join the company, and they would say, hey, I talked to my neighbor, and he said, oh, that never works. And I'd say, what did your neighbor do? And they didn't do anything as an entrepreneur or successful like that. Right. And I'd always say, if I want my car fixed, I go to a mechanic. If I want a brain surgery, I'm not going to a mechanic asking their opinion, I'm going to a brain surgeon. And I said, in this business, You may not be talking to the brain surgeon, but you definitely want to know someone that's been successful. And a guy raised his hand and said, I'm a brain surgeon. It threw me so off. Because what's the chance of having a brain surgeon in an opportunity meeting?
Right.
But you know what? He said, hey, I'm only as good as my hands doing surgery. And he goes, if something happens to me, I want to do something to leverage time and money. So, Cammie, if someone's in a plateau or they're having a hard time, you've been really good about seeking out people to hang out with and learn from. You know, one of the things of our kind of our family mantra is just always learning, always growing, coming up with new ideas. What would you coach people to do better, or how to get out of that situation?
I'm gonna talk about three things, and we're gonna talk about some practical, and we're gonna talk about some spiritual things that has helped me with breakthrough. And you know, first of all, when you hit a plateau, I have found my first reaction is to start looking around me to see whose fault it is. Because like, it can't be my fault. Like, I possibly couldn't be here. Even when you think you're doing the same things, if you truly think you're doing the same things, ask people around you. Pull a report. You know, there's some easy indicators to see what that looks like. But, you know, some of the practical things I do is I love to hear the news stories. You guys, I've been doing this for a long time. Do you know what keeps me motivated and hope-filled? It's all the stories we heard today of new up-and-coming leaders, as well as longtime leaders who have reinvented themselves again, and they're out getting after it. So that's why these events are so important, is because those stories rekindles that fire, right? But I also, it is the circle. It's who am I allowing to influence me? Who is speaking into my mind? And when you said, you know, find the brain surgeon if you need brain surgery, if you're feeling stuck or at a plateau or frustrated, you don't want to hear from people who are stuck, plateaued, or frustrated.
Right.
You want to hear from the people that are getting after it, and it's fun. And you know what? There's nothing better than that person being in your downline, being someone you just personally enrolled, right? And that's why I loved those people. But the third thing I would say is, often when there was a plateau I couldn't figure out, it's because I didn't have a new dream. I didn't have a fresh vision. I didn't have a new dream. And sometimes we can force that, or sometimes we got to pray for it. And I'm telling you, the more I dug in on my knees as I was practically working my bum off doing those other things, it happened every time. It was another breakthrough.
You know, it's funny you say that, because you know, that would happen to me when I was in the field recruiting. Is I'd have just someone that was awesome leader, and I'd think, am I ever going to get another one, you know, like this person? And it always, you know, would come when I was the most frustrated, but I was always looking for new ways to recruit or to meet people or put myself in situations for conversation. You know, one of the things we do with our apparel is for someone to say, hey, I want a winning mindset, and say, well, let me show you. I was with you at one of the kids' track meets, and you had skinny.
Does your coffee make you skinny?
And they're like, mine doesn't, but I want it to. And I kept walking as Cammie stopped and started talking to the lady, and I was like, bingo, conversation. And so I think you got to be strategic. You know, they say that insanity is to keep doing the same thing over and over. If something's not working, it's not working. So keep looking. You know, and that's something I'm proud of at work. You said about the 20 years is, you know, we don't do things today like we did back then. And some people will say, I sure miss those days. And, you know, there's times, you know, when we had our green carpets and 30 people at the golf course, those were pretty fun. But we wouldn't be here today if we'd kept it right there at 30 people at there.
That's right.
We let that thing grow, and all of a sudden we're at Amalie Arena. And yes, we can't get to everyone and hug them like we used to because of how many people. But that's a high-class problem.
That's right.
And so, you know, when I hear someone say, well, that's not, you're right, yeah, thank goodness, because we're growing and we're changing. I didn't know 10 years ago how big social selling would be and how much you guys as a team could just do it. I mean, it's amazing what's happening. Like you said, I learned from the panels too. And then we go, how can we support you more? So Mike, with you, what about hitting a new goal? Now, you know, we're April, so 4 months into the year, and we set goals at the beginning, jumpstart January, and today I was reflecting back on my goals and saying, where am I at, what's going on, and a couple I had to admit to myself I've gotten too busy and and I had to do a recheck and kind of get myself back in line. But how did you rally your team or yourself to create momentum when you're working toward the next big promotion?
So I'd say two things real quick, and it's number one, kind of what you said. You got to have the big goals, right? That are just out there. They're not then you got to have the smaller goals. So let's say you're watching right now and you got a small goal of maybe getting another customer this month, or getting one new team member, or maybe it's your first team member. Well, you got a short period of time, and the way that my personality has always been urgent, right? I like driving things with urgency, and the reason I like that is because we always seem as humans to have a start and a finish, and the urgency comes between, right? And if typically, a lot of people, we procrastinate. Right? Have you ever done that? If you ever procrastinated on something, you have 30 days and all of a sudden now you only have 6. And it's like, oh my gosh. So how do you rally them? You got to notify people about how much time you have left. I love having a start and I love having a finish, but what I really love is when that continues to get shorter, because then that just continues to drive that excitement. So that's how I've rallied people over the years, is just look at the reality of how much time we have and then rally them through every single day, and don't let anybody forget that they can do so much in a short period of time.
I like that. I'm hearing communicate with your team, make sure they know time left and get going. I'm going to add something to that. The fastest way to get momentum out of your team and to communicate that is by you leading the way. So if you're like, guys, we're going to do little steps to get to big steps. If your big goal, whatever it is, always say make a goal that scares you, that big, hairy, audacious goal that was called. I want you to have a big one. But then if we say, guys, this has been an awesome experience we've just had. Tomorrow, every one of us is going to get a customer. And I'm going to send it out when I have my first one. And challenge them to beat me at that, getting their first customer, or a rep. Hey guys, we getting customers, and we're going to say to the customer, what do you do? I get paid for getting all these customers. Let me show you how. But I really think those of you right now, no matter where you're at, it's taking some action right now. Cami, what would you say is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten when it comes to building your business?
Oh gosh. I thought it was going to go in a different direction, but number one, best bit of advice, it's really not even about the skill set. It's about the hustle and the heart. How hard are you willing to hustle? Because this is work. This is work. This is work. But then also you got to have a lot of heart. And I read in a book once where they were talking about a little guy going out for football, and he said, Dad, I didn't make the team. And I think it's because I'm too short. And he said, well, did he measure the size of your heart? Because, that's the missing piece that I think people don't realize sometimes, is how big is your heart. So my biggest advice is get ready to hustle hard, and how big is your heart? How bad do you want it? Because when those two things are in alignment, you're willing to hustle hard and really put your heart out there, because you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, I think, Then for me, that's the best bit of advice.
I like that. Cindy knew I was serious when I left teaching and coaching, which I love sports, and I was coaching, but she knew I was serious when I said, you know what, I'm not playing any leagues this summer. And you got to understand, I was playing in either a basketball or softball league every night of the week and tournaments on weekends. And she was like, hello, where's my husband? And I'm like, no, I see the opportunity for our family. I see if I can give up things in the short term to live different in the long term. And it worked for us.
Yes, it did.
Mike, what's the greatest lesson you've learned?
I'd say it sums up, everybody's learned a lot of lessons at this event, right? How to build the business. Why should you build the business? But one thing I learned, probably the biggest, if we just simplify it down, is work harder on myself than I do my business, right? I always heard all the time, your business will never outgrow you. What does that mean? It sounds like some big, long philosophical thing, right? No, it's not. It means work on yourself, read a book. Right? Have some personal development. You always have, what's the movie? The old movie with Cocktail with Tom Cruise. Always says, he always has a personal development book behind the bar, right? And we're all readers, right? We may not all like to read, but we read positive things. Why? It helps us stay positive, right? Success leaves clues. So when I look at people I respect in business, respect in It Works, respect in network marketing, respect in life, they do a few simple things. They work on themselves. They stay around positive people. They read positive things, and they fill their mind with the good, the clean, the pure, the positive, and they get out the junk.
I like that. I'm going to come to you that same question, but I think mine would be, over time I've realized the devil has a way of isolating us and making us feel like we're the only one going through something. There's times you'll think, I'm the only one in the world that can't get a customer. Or I'm the only one in the world that the first 5 people I asked all said no. And it was my mom and my 4 sisters. And so, getting with people, coming to events, and hearing someone's yes, hearing someone else's story that, oh wow, they took 10 no's before they got their first, or wow, I hadn't thought of it that way, and all of a sudden you're just going. So I think these events and realizing wherever you're at, it's just a momentary place if you decide that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not your final destination. And so I hope you're hearing today some great things to say, all right, I'm back in the game, I'm ready to go, and I'm going to put these into work. And, I love when people say, oh, we're sideline sisters or friends or brothers or whoever it is, that when I'm down, that's who picks me up. And it's no different going to the gym. We sign up in January, go to the gym, and then a week later you're tired. But if you got a workout buddy,
that's right.
They're like, come on, you said it. And then there'll be times where they don't want to go and you say, come on. So, take out of this weekend 1 or 2 things, but make sure you got that person that helps you stay in the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
Greatest lesson.
I will say, I would have said, your mindset never surpasses, or your income never surpasses your mindset. I also would have said, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. But you guys are so brilliant. Write that down, that I actually said that in public.
It's on the script.
Who are you talking to?
My whole It Works family.
Oh, okay.
You're brilliant too.
So you can do anything, but you can't do everything. The mindset. But here's what I would say. You can have anything you want in life if you're willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
And that looks like trade-offs to me. Those sacrifices really become investments, and it's getting super laser focused about what you want. So, is it weight? You want to lose 20 pounds and you got to pay the price, whether you're dieting, exercising. Is it money in the bank or paying off debt? Ashley and Jason would say you got to know it to the penny and you got to pay the price. You got to say no right now so you can say yes later. Same with this business. If you're serious about changing your life, doing what you've been doing up to this point with no life change isn't going to get you where you want to go. So are you willing to pay the price? Because you can have anything you want in life if you're willing to pay the price.
Good. All right. So fun panel, and I think we're hitting on some things that maybe we don't always talk about, no matter where you're at. If you're a newbie just joined, welcome home. We're excited to have you as part of the It Works family. And, you need your action plan. There's fundamentals that help you be successful, and we want you on that. If you've been with us, we've put in so many new people since the beginning of the year. I'm hoping most of you are to Ruby already, getting that extra income, or maybe Emerald, or now get to Diamond. Oh my goodness, Diamond opens up so much possibilities. You want to get that done. If you're someone that you're plotting and you say, hey, I want to go faster, take a tip from today. Take a tip and say, I'm putting it to work right now. And then work with your team. If you're someone you've been a little bit in a plateau, or you've been struggling, team up with someone to say, all right, hold me accountable, but let's go. Here's what we're going to do. Right. Here's the great news. Anytime you come to a ceiling, it's temporary. You can bust through. There were so many times I thought I wasn't going to sponsor another person. All of a sudden I bust through, and this was, just doing so much in my business. Yeah. That's the good news. Bad news is there's going to be another ceiling, and you're going to have to bust through. It's just, life is about busting through hurdles and going to that next level. And then if you're, 20 years we've been, if you're one of those that, there's different times of life that different things happen. And that's okay. It doesn't make you not successful. It makes you at a different period of life. And so don't feel like, you still get to coach and help people and know what you did was remarkable. But there are some times that now 20 years, there'll be people retiring. There'll be people not doing it at the same level, and you earn that right. That's fine. So wherever you're at, if you're brand new, just getting started, run like you've never run. Get that car to 120 and then we'll build it. I think we've done that at the office many times, and a lot of you have lived through that with us. And make sure you got a big goal today. If you're like, I don't know what to be doing, set a goal right now. And then some of you need to go back to the beginning of the year and say, this was my goal, and I got to get back on track. Now, we know at the end of an event, people are pretty fired up.
Yeah.
And so the last thing I want both of you to answer is, how do you keep that fire going?
100%. I find out where the next event is, and I put that in place because even though I think I'm never going to be this confident in my business, I'm never going to be this excited. Those stories were amazing, best event ever. Whether those are so many things we hear coming right out of these events. I would say to you, life is going to hit, and so self-awareness is knowing if I want to stay this way, if I want to stay in this condition, I got to make sure I'm getting to another event. I got to make sure I'm hanging out with the right people.
Yeah. Obviously, I agree with that. And then I would say on top of that, use what comes out of the event, right? There's a lot of constants in our business. The comp plan is solid. The products are solid. The system is solid. The people are solid. But we know we always like to pour a little gas on the fire at every event. So I would say, you got to get to the next event, but how do you get there? Stay close to the fire and all the things we said, but use what we're getting ready to announce to help you propel your business to that next level going into the next event.
I like it. We're out of time. So this has to be really quick. Okay. It can't. I know you guys could go on all day talking about this, but how is it working with a brilliant CEO?
It's
all right. Never mind.
I'll make it real quick.
It's amazing.
As you know, we like to have fun, and our success, challenging ourselves to the next level, is helping people realize they're made for more, and having fun. If you can't have fun as you're going through it, that's what makes life what it is. So I love that we had this event to fuel you as we head into spring and summer, and we've got our first ever fall conference. We've never done this.
Isn't that crazy?
In September, we're going to do a conference just like we do at the beginning of the year. We're talking big, whole nother level. And we're going to, one of the things we've really figured out it works is how to really explode beginning of the year.
That's right.
Well, we're going to take it all the way through the year to a whole nother level.
That's right.
So something we've never done.
Yeah, never done before. And here's the cool part. This is not a small event. You said it's a big event. This is as big as our conference early in the year. So this is something that I'm real excited about, because what we have coming to this next event, this is conference. It's going to be epic. It's a 2-day event, jam-packed, even more amazing panels, expiring stories like you saw today. And Cammie, it's going to be exciting.
Did you say expiring stories or inspiring?
Inspiring. Get a little dry.
Sorry, I couldn't help it. He doesn't tee it up too easy that often. All right, we're gonna have some exciting announcements. Let's get back to that, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm gonna work on my tee up real quick.
Yeah, I'm refereeing right now.
Honestly, you guys, you heard us talk about how important these events are. I think we've made that very clear, and you've heard it from our top leaders. You've heard it from some of the top income earners. So, those of you watching this right now, I know what you're experiencing firsthand, and I can only imagine the people you're thinking about that you wish were right here with you, or knowing as you bring people into your business, you got to get them there because you know how this made you feel. Maybe you didn't even know what you didn't know. Yeah. So you don't want to miss what we have planned for conference.
Awesome. You could say this. We're going to be taking things to a whole nother level. A lot of people can go to here, or they can go here, but very few can go a whole nother level. Well, in September, to kick off the fourth quarter strong and close out this year in the way we started it, winning.
That's right.
Winning.
It's going to be big. So let's talk tickets. Okay. Let's talk tickets, because if you're watching right now, there's going to be so many perks that are going to attach to it. So the early bird ticket starts right now, and it ends May 2nd. But you're gonna wanna get your early bird ticket today, so you have the most time to take advantage of all the perks. So let me explain. Plus Pass tickets are available right now for $179. But this is what you get with your Plus Pass. Obviously, you can pay by commission, which is real important to many of you, and you can use that. But between now and May 2nd, you're going to get unlimited $39 Business Builder Kit promo codes to enroll as many new team members as you can through May 2nd. So that's perk number one.
Right now in their living rooms.
They're freaking out. They're freaking out. So unlimited. You're also going to get an opportunity to earn multiple $2,500 reload bonuses this month and next month. So let's talk about that reload bonus for a second. That's huge.
There's a lot of people that don't even know what that word reload means. So, we are talking to those of you that your highest rank may be triple diamond, but perhaps right now you're maintaining double diamond. When you get back to triple diamond, we're going to give you a $2,500 reload bonus. So you're reloading, locking and loading, reloading.
I love it. It's going to be big. And by purchasing your Plus Pass is how you get access to that reload bonus this month in April to hit that, as well as the month of May. So if you dropped rank, as Cammie said, get back to your highest rank, and you're going to earn $2,500 for every rank that you re-rank to diamond and above. So you can earn multiple ranks. So let's say you're ambassador, right? You said it. Let me give you another example. Let's say you dropped all the way to ruby, and then you hit diamond and double diamond. You get $2,500 twice. Math major.
$5,000.
$5,000. Now listen, you're going to validate the next month, but here's the cool part. The payout is over 10 months. So do that math. And of course, you got to get your 6 loyal customers.
Well, and I just want to say, guys, I know we're throwing a lot at you. We hear about this all the time. Read the rules. They're in the eSuite document library. Maybe you heard something sounded confusing. Read the rules, because you don't want to, any reason at all that you missed that bonus.
Honestly, I think we lost them in the beginning
When you said the 39.
No, when we said conference is coming just as big. We've never done that. We're doing a conference as big as we did beginning of the year in September to help you explode into the year. So those of you that are all of a sudden like, wow, understanding that, and then reload. That means for those of you that have just been flying through, keep doing what you're doing. Man, you're getting stackets, you're getting bankits. I mean, keep banking it. And if some of you got distracted, which people are at all levels, if you got distracted and all of a sudden you're like, I'm ready to go, but I'm at a diamond instead of triple, reload it, and we're going to pay you to do so.
I love it. So let me recap real quick. The reason we're putting so many perks on this is because it is that big. Plus Pass Ticket, $179. You get to enroll as many people as you want for $39 in the US, 60% off globally through May 2nd. Today through May 2nd. So the earlier that you buy your ticket, that means you got longer to enroll and build your business. You get the reload bonus, $2,500. Plus, we're actually going to give each and every one of you the opportunity to get a free product. Depending on your market, you actually get Skinny Brew, TFX, or HSN. And Cammie, here's the cool part. It's going to be a shareable code. You can either give it to a customer or keep it for yourself.
I love it, because I know we're doing lots of host to posts. I know people are willing to invite some friends into a Zoom call with you. Perfect. It'll be a nice little pop for those of you that are looking to expand your network. So what else? What else is a part of that?
In addition to the free product on your next ad hoc order, you get 5 product rewards, and then we're going to end that with an exclusive fall conference gift box. Now, to get that, your April commissions are going to be charged if you use that pay by commissions, and if you didn't have enough to cover that, we'll take care of that balance on your credit card, and this is to ensure that you receive your box. And we do have a general admission ticket, there's no question about that, but the Plus Pass is the way to go.
Listen, if you guys are even partly as busy as I know that you probably are, you've got to make that decision to buy that ticket right now. Out of sight, out of mind. So get that ticket right now. When I was in the field, it was an absolute non-negotiable. I was at every event, and I didn't care what the perks with. I mean, that's just icing on the cake. I knew I wanted to learn from the people who were going where I wanted to go, or that would give me ideas that would keep me on the pace of where I wanted to go, right? And I knew it would just fill my cup so that I could go out there and keep building it big and leading for my team. With these ticket perks, on top of all that you know you're gonna get by being at the event, it's just a no-brainer. So if you're serious about taking your business to that next level or staying at the level that you need to be at, you're loving the income level you're at now, you got to get your ticket and you got to plan to be there. The fact that you can pay with your commissions, that's just extra. And you can't afford not to attend this event. We made it super easy for you.
That's right. Well, I couldn't agree more. I'm excited to have 2 conferences this year. And like you said, take it to a whole nother level. And we know events are powerful on their own, but we include all these perks to make it easy for you to say yes. I always tell the team, find a way that a new person joining can earn their way. They can pay for it. So man, you got product codes, you got ways to sponsor people, get the fast starts from those new people. I mean, so many ways for you to pay for this, or team up with someone. Call someone on your team right now and say, hey, you and I are doing this. That's right. And we'll earn it together. Let's do it. Your ticket will pay for itself. It really is that simple.
Well, here's what it comes down to. Get your ticket today. Start recruiting today. hit the reload bonus in April and May. See, I rhymed all that. Rank up, repeat. All right, so let's go, team. Come on, let's do it. You got April recruiting, but the reload bonuses, winner circle stack, rank ups. I mean, there's a lot going on, but it really boils down to buy your ticket and then start building your business with new BBK codes, 60% off. You only got to May 2nd, so you can end April, rank up. Those stacked bonuses are going to pay out to leaders. It's a no-brainer, Cami.
Two things I'm thinking about right now. I'm thinking about the winner circle points right now, where everybody's at. That's about to get blown out of the water. So if you think you're in the winner circle right now, don't sit too long, don't think too long. Like, get out there and get working. And then I'm thinking, gosh, if this is conference in the fall, plan those watch parties. Plan to be together in the room where you can experience all of the things that you're going to learn here, add to whatever we're doing to help us close out the end of the year. You want to do that together. So get those watch parties.
You know, it's a great time of year. Kids are back in school.
Yep.
And it's a great time, whether, you know, people watch parties could be anywhere.
Yeah.
You know, rent a house, do whatever. I'm praying that COVID is long over and we can get back together and we'll have so much fun through that.
So get your ticket, everybody. You want to get your ticket. And Mark, I mean, this has been an amazing event.
It has.
Here we go.
You know, we just did a long segment, but I think the conversation is conversation you need to hear. And no matter where you're at in your business, you know, you need to be thinking mindset right now. What is a winning mindset? That you're thinking where you're headed. You're thinking wherever you're at right now is temporary. And what will it take to go to the next level? Take a couple ideas you heard, some people you want to work with. And I want to end with a huddle. We always do. But, you know, I was thinking about all kinds of things I wanted to say. I love It Works. I love Whole Nother Level. But I really believe that today you've got to be thinking of winning mindset. And with it, how do you get, you know, winning? It's taking action. So we're going to go winning mindset, take action. And we're going to watch. We're going to see, you know, who's getting customers, who's getting new team members, and building your business. If you're talking It Works, or you're wearing apparel It Works, conversations will happen. And it's in those conversations that you'll build your business. And it can be in person or it can be social, but it will happen. So what are we doing here? We're going winning mindset, take action. We love you guys. Thanks for being with us these last few days. It can make a difference in your life if you choose to. Plant the flag and say, my time is right now. I love it. Last word, last word. You ready?
I'm just ready.
All right, ready? Winning mindset. Winning mindset, take action.
So that means gotta get it. Okay, how the hell do I exit? I'm still screen.
They took it as a Sunday, so I wonder if they extend the code, you know, on the call.
I don't know, or if they're doing that because May 2nd, the 2nd is usually the best time to enroll the sugar. You know what I'm saying? Can you guys hear me? How do I stop screen share? Did it stop my sound? Did it stop computer sound when I say? I don't know. What are you trying to do? I don't be knowing. Let me see. Can you guys hear? Oh, that's you. Yes, yeah. I'm so excited. You guys, I'm ending this so that way we can get to work. Bye, guys.